Live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is The Collective, session 66. Hooray. On July 10th, 2022. Our last session was on June 19th of 2022. It hasn't been a full month, so you can't sue me. The events of the session the session prior, are as follows. And these were all contributed by Hannah. Thank you very much, Hannah, who offered this summary to me completely written so that I could add little details and clean it up. Very, very thoughtful. I did not do that. So we're just going to read it how it is.
Right.
All right. So, session 65. Arriving at the outer edge of Magnolia at dusk, Rosani began leading the way to King Ashen's cathedral to hopefully meet with Duke Brolin, the leader and the ruler here in Magnolia. As the group traveled through the city, several townsfolk responded to them with surprising actions, such as friendly waves, something the collective was very much not accustomed to. Even stranger still, especially to Cedric, all of the empty stalls from the closed up shops that they passed by in the town proper seemed to be left both unlocked and their wares completely unattended by guards or otherwise. As the party as the party trotted through the sleepy little town, they approached the square in front of King Ashen's cathedral, reaching a large statue in the center of a fountain depicting two figures. One, the first king of humanity, King Ashen, unifier of the human kingdom, and the other, unrecognized by most, save for Rosani and Kevril, as Niazin, the Lunar Lord, one of three moon elves, and both originators and leaders of the elven race. To the rest of the party, the second man was unidentified. While gazing upon the lordly statue, a friend of Rosani's, a copper dragonborn named Tolzes, called out to them. They met with him, and after having explained that the party was there on business and needed to speak with the Duke, Rosani and the others were invited by Tolzes to stay the night in the cathedral so that they could be refreshed, fed, and whatnot before their meeting with the Lord the next morning. Hopefully, the next morning. He brought the party to rooms where they could stay the night as they learned that the Duke was staying at the edge of the city in a small encampment outside of the fort and had been there ever since the elves had arrived at the old ruined fort. As the party began to settle into their rooms, Cedric called everyone to one room to have a night out on the town, learning from Rosani that the nightlife in Magnolia is next to non existent, prompting Gorn, in a still grappling with his loose connection to reality after the events of the previous day, demanded alcohol from a clergyman to share with the rest of the group. Luckily, the clergymen were more than willing to provide it to him, giving them a bottle of wine. The group gathered in Rosani's room to drink and plan for the next day, deciding that they should probably just plan as they go during the meeting with the Duke, as they are apt to often do. The group finished the bottle of wine and then separated back to their individual rooms for the night. During this time, Flint went back downstairs and went to view the massive statue of Hiriat in one of the three grand wings of the cathedral. Placing himself in one of the pews in front of his chosen deity, Flint began to pray to the sphinx like depiction of the god. He explained in his prayer, that was somewhat ad hoc, that he had not always been sure of his decision to follow Hiriat's way of life and his faith within him. Flint asked for a sign from the god to show him that his path was just and that he had been driven in the correct direction. Finishing his prayer and sitting in silence for a few moments, he was joined by Tolzes, who had heard him offering prayer to Hiriat, and himself offered a listening ear to the dwarf. Flint confided in the Dragonborn, explaining that his life adventuring had been a completely foreign experience, and seeing an homage to Hiriat in such a place was a welcoming sight, especially compared to the lack of faith in the god and general social ostracism whatever, that he received back home due to his worship. Tolzes reciprocated the feeling, saying that he also came from a place where the Triad was not recognized or worshipped. Furthering the conversation, he asked Flint if the reason why the group was here was because of the elves that had occupied the fort. Flint responded with another question and asked Tolzes how the general folk felt about the occupation of the fort. He revealed that they had tried to make contact with the elves several times, 2 times total, in fact, in the past, but both times they were fired upon by the elven archers, including one time when Tolzes had joined a group of clergymen to attempt to contact them and had been injured himself. He explained that he does not know if after his own injury they had made any further attempts at contacting the elves, explaining that that information would be known by the Duke. The two spoke for some time on their faith and the expectations of the fate of the elves in the fort before retiring to their own rooms once more. After Tolzes left, he returned to Rosani's room, visiting her and asking why she appeared so troubled, prompting her to begin telling him about how she had recently learned that her mother was still alive and that she would be meeting her very, very soon. Tolzes, although feeling for his friend, was struck by a sense of bewilderment over learning just how Rosani had managed to come into this information. Explained to her how impressed he was of the miracles that she is clearly now able to perform, and the rarity and majesty that her power possesses. Excuse me. Rosani responded pessimistically, saying she wished that she did not have to go through all that she did to receive that power. Tolzes, once again feeling for his old friend, invited her to stay in Magnolia to live a peaceful, calm life as a high-ranking member of the clergy and to continue her studies. Unfortunately, Rosani rejected his offer, explaining that there was more that she needed to do before she could ever think of settling down like that. I'm getting a call from my boss. Give me one moment. I can't not take this.
Yes, you can.
That
Oh
is very
no.
What's going on?
Do you want to mute yourself, Brett?
He doesn't have headphones on any
Oh,
longer.
yeah. Okay. How early do I have to do
Thank
that?
you.
Just before we get
He'll
there?
still be
or...
heard on stream, though, which is
That's
the
fine.
main part. It's fine.
Hey, stream, we can't hear him right now.
Dell's the only one watching right now, so you know.
Okay.
Ah,
All right, I'll take care of it. I'll
don't
get
listen to
taken care of,
Brett.
Susan.
Sensitive info. Oh, hey,
Thanks, Paul.
You came at the perfect
Wow.
time.
Are you in your car too?
I might be.
Are you embarked on the same car?
He's actually right behind Barker.
All right, I'm back.
He's
Hey,
also
Barker.
driving to Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
Let's go, Minnesota.
Okay.
Brett, is everything okay?
Yeah, we're good. I gotta-
It's okay.
Let's see.
Coast Guard is already after me. Oh my god, Dell.
Okay. Give me 1 second, real quick. Let me finish
Look at all you guys.
Let me finish our warm up. Wow, our recap. Hi, Kaz.
Wow. In transit.
Nope. Don't need that.
Brett, can you also drop the text file somewhere in the Discord?
Yo!
Yeah, I
Or
absolutely.
is it on the wiki yet?
It's not
Wow.
on the wiki.
Oh
This
my
is
God,
this is giving me
pause.
flashbacks to the last year of college of seeing people come into Zoom calls in their car.
Trying to fucking.
Give me
Maybe
one.
drive safe first.
I am. Don't worry.
Hell no.
You're not upskirting
I'm a
us, Kaz. It's
professional. I'm
okay.
a Jimmy John's delivery driver.
Yeah, fucking.
Yeah, the guy's a Jimmy
fast.
John's delivery driver. He can drive.
Wow.
Hey, nobody else can say they drive for a living.
Bueller
Fair.
did.
I
What
don't
about
agree.
I
what
did- I
about
did for a
golfers?
minute.
What about golfers?
Oh.
Ah.
Uh-oh.
Ah.
But I'm also that.
Oh.
Okay.
This is true.
I don't make
Oh.
I don't make a living on it, but
That
I would if I could.
okay, well that's weird. I don't know how that works, but there you go. You have it in the text chat.
Huh?
Mitchell wanted me to post it in the text so you could read it.
Oh, the summary.
Yes. Okay. So
Has
I can
anything
also
started
send you
yet?
the Google Doc of it if that is much easier
Google
to
Doc.
Google Doc.
Google Doc, yeah.
Does my audio quality sound like dick?
No, you're
A little bit.
fine. Oh,
It
okay.
A
sounds
little
like
bit? Okay.
car. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sounds
you want
like
to hear
car.
some bad audio?
It sounds like
Is it
car.
annoying? Should I mute? Should I
No,
mute?
you're
wait.
fine.
Barker sounds like he's in a tin can compared to you. So.
I was gonna say, yeah. If you want to hear some bad
Well-
audio, just let me know.
I can hear it, yeah. You know what's funny? I'm actually using I'm connected through my car, so I'm actually using the car's microphone, which I'm not really sure how that sounds.
Yeah, it
Sounds
sounds
better than
fine.
Bunker.
Yeah, it does.
Nice.
I've set the bar very low, my friend.
Parker's over here on a fucking Nokia.
Nah, it's very literally just like a fucking can of Spam and a piece of string. If you
Just
look
trailing out the fucking car.
if you all look at your headsets and you notice that your strings are a little thicker, that's why. We roped them in, yeah.
It's a rough
Dell
There's a
one.
also
wireless-
says the audio sounds good on stream, which is good. Thanks,
Good.
Dell.
Can someone explain the markings on the map? What's going
No.
on? there?
Oh,
Is that
No.
Patrick Star?
do
Yeah, we
you
have-
see,
Alright,
do
we're
you
talking
see the
about
giant
forts.
no in the
let's
bottom?
let's finish the recap and then we can ask
Oh
some
my God.
questions here.
Tim's masterpiece in the bottom corner from last session.
No.
Forgot about the no.
No.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. I
I was-
didn't I didn't
Oh,
notice
uh,
that.
I was watching him
Goes-
do it. I was like, he filled in like all the colors for the trees, and I was like, this guy's a fucking artist. Like, oh my god.
It's pretty
I could never.
impressive.
Never mind.
active- that's
Never
active
mind
camo
Brett,
right
who
there.
did all the coloring. The first time. The real artist here is Tim, who did
Matched
that,
it?
but
Yeah.
again.
Well, it's just the fact that he found the colors on tabletop.
Play the same colors, yeah.
Roughly, yeah. Not exact.
Okay.
You got
Yeah,
as close as you
Rough,
could.
but it's
The brown is pretty good.
The brown is
you
pretty
got
good.
close enough to where Brett didn't even notice it, so I think that's pretty solid.
I think that's more of the fact that Brett was so zoomed in on our characters that he didn't see.
I think it's the
The
fact that I was
Probably,
paying
yeah.
attention to playing the game and not looking at the drawing in the corner.
Hey, okay,
Wow.
to be fair, not all of us are involved 24/7 with the characters, so it's like,
True.
Yeah, that
Fact.
is true.
you have to be.
Okay. Let me finish this recap, and then let me quickly check into my flight tomorrow because I got to go to Savannah. And then we'll start.
Savannah's beautiful.
Okay, so
Georgia.
Kaz, I'm not going to restart it. I think you remember it. Last session.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So, Rosani explained to Tolzes that unfortunately there was much more that she would need to do before she could ever consider settling down like that. She then began to tell him the many, many stories of her travels, omitting small little details, such as meeting Arabella and whatnot, prompting many different incredulous and other reactions from Tolzes. Meanwhile, Cedric in his room began a divination ritual, calling upon the Triad for help and guidance in their upcoming confrontation. As he lit the incense and candles around the room, and the small cloister room began to fill with the smoke. He questioned the Triad, quote, Is there anything we can do to better prepare us for the upcoming peace talks with the elves in the fort? End quote. Pausing, Cedric received an answer in the form of knowledge that wasn't previously in his mind, although it felt like it was directly spoken to him. An unfamiliar yet familiar voice as well, knowledge that he had always known but yet had never known. The voice, if it could be called a voice, spoke to him and gave him this response. Quote, already one of you has been warned of one who may disrupt such talks. Beware that which was spoken unto him, and seek the truth in the situation you find yourself in. It may not be as it seems. End quote. Receiving this knowledge, Cedric retired for the night. After Tolzes had left Rosani, she prepared to scry once more upon her mother to confirm that she was still safe and sound in the fort. Completing the ritual and gazing upon her mother once again, she found her conversing with the same wood-elven man that she had originally first gazed upon during her first scrying. Watching their interaction, she quickly identified the relationship between the two elves to be not simply platonic. Overcome by a wave of many conflicting emotions, feelings, she terminated the spell, achieving what she set out to do by confirming her whereabouts in the fort and going to sleep. Are there any questions, comments, concerns, otherwise, before I check into my American Airlines flight?
Why'd you go with American Airlines?
Because that was the only direct
I
flight.
knew you were going to say that.
That was the only direct flight to Savannah.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Fair.
Savannah
Well,
is a really
while you do this, I'm gonna
place
go get a
for us.
snack.
Okay.
Is there anything else that people want to add aside from the recap for those that weren't there, i.e., me?
Anybody? I don't really
No.
think we missed anything. No.
Yeah. Not a lot. Not a whole lot.
So we're just
We
going
missed.
to the fort. We're waking up and going to the fort.
Pretty much.
No plan.
Oh, it's Dry County. No alcohol around.
Oh yeah, the all of the trees and everything are dying.
Not what I
some
meant by
reason.
Dry County, but yeah.
He saw that at the end of
That
last
too.
session, or
Oh.
the previous session.
Yeah.
So he knows that already.
Our plan is to go and get more information because at the current moment, haven't.
All right.
Okay.
Oh.
So I apologize. Give me a minute while I do this because I had completely forgotten about this. Not the trip. I just haven't flown in such a long time. You know. All right. Here we go.
Flying's fun.
Passenger first name, Brett. Passenger last name, Jones. Confirmation. Not giving you that.
Social security number.
What is my confirmation?
Yes, please share.
No.
Love
Brett,
doxing
you
yourself
should also
on
say your
stream.
birthday and your mom's maiden name on stream.
Oh,
just so
and
I
make
can-
sure you take out your credit card and say all the
So-
numbers, especially the 3 on the back. Those are really important.
Don't forget the 3 on the back.
What about,
Can't forget.
yeah, and maybe the street you grew up on,
Shut up.
first dog's name,
The city you were born in would be good as well.
What was
Mhm.
the
Always
middle
wondered
school
where
you
you were born.
attended?
color of your first car.
High school mascot.
Fucking rats.
Hey, what was the name of your first pet? Just curious.
Be quiet. Oh, I put a 7 instead of a Y. I'm a fucking idiot. I was gonna say, uh-oh. I couldn't find my flight. That's bad. Uh-oh, it still can't find my flight. What the fuck? Come on.
It's very possible that your flight went down over the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I'm Southwest, not American Airlines. I'm a fucking fool. That's why
rough.
I can't find my. Oh, whew. Oh, I was a little.
Rule of flying is know who you're flying.
I only ever fly with United. Is the thing. You know.
I've mostly flown Southwest, I think.
I've actually never
I've
flown out of
flown-
Midway
bad.
either. I've only ever done United and O'Hare.
It's a bit
Southwest end of
more
Midway is nice.
vertical, to say the least.
Let's see.
Midway's a lot easier to get through though.
By clicking
Yeah.
check in, I understand the hazard.
Takeoff is a little aggressive compared to O'Hare.
Hey guys, good news. I'm checked in.
Well, Bill is just
Congrats,
afraid of
yeah.
flying, so don't let him get into your head.
I am afraid of flying.
I know. I am not. I love
The
to fly.
monkey inside makes me want the ground.
I actually love to fly. I really
You
do.
desire
that
the
shit.
ground.
Okay, got my boarding pass, got everything ready. I apologize for that, everybody. Despite preaching that we need to
What
go quick.
did you get? Like early check-ins? Did you get like first grouping?
I don't know, but with my ID card, I can actually skip the TSA shit.
You guys like
You
going
got
cosplay?
pre-check?
Yeah, yeah. pretty
Love
sure.
it.
That's
Hey,
pretty
guys.
huge.
Yeah, for the entire
It's-
time I have the
it's
card. I
easy.
got it for like 5 years. All right, is everyone ready to begin?
Yes.
Sure, do it.
Fantastic. All right, that was the summary for session 65. Welcome back, everyone. This is session 66. The following events have just occurred. All of you have retired to your rooms in King Ashen's Cathedral, the grand triadic cathedral, the centerpiece of not only the town, but frankly, the kingdom. Small, you've retired into small little side rooms, nothing special, you know, hardly befitting of a king or a lord, but frankly, it's better than a lot of places that you've slept before. No bugs, no skeletons, and no umami mancers. Until Gorn, you see a flank steak into the corner of your eye. No.
I eat that shit immediately.
Oh, bad move. You've all retired to your rooms. Some of you have had conversations, you've spoken with others, or you've casted spells. But in the morning, you are all awoken. First, by a rumbling that you all feel within your beds. And then the sound of the 3 gigantic brass church bells high above you. They are so large that their ringing and clanging shake the very foundations of the building, and you lightly vibrate in your small beds as they.
Would you say we?
What?
Would you say we vibe even?
Yeah, you might. You may, if you wish. But you hear the loud but muffled echoing of the bells. As the city begins to wake. Outside of your doors, you already hear the shuffling of footsteps and the hustle and bustle of presumably clergymen as they begin their day, preparing for whatever it is that Sunday the 27th has in store for them. You are all in your rooms, awoken. None of you have had any significant dreams. Gorn, your rest has been somewhat tenuous, as you were still shaken from the events of the previous day. Rosani, you awaken with a similar feeling, a mix of excitement and anxiety, kind of like a pit in your stomach at the expected events of the day and their consequences, whatever they may be. But none of you have all taken a long rest, you're all healed, etc., etc. Anyone doing anything specific this morning, or are we just going to gather as a group and proceed?
I think just gather.
Yeah, I don't have anything in
Yeah.
particular, at least in this building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I set off the bomb.
Oh my god. All right. So, belongings you'll need for the day. You pack up your things, don your armor, your cloaks and capes and hoods and whatnot, all of your accessories. And one by one, you filter out into the main living quarters that you were first introduced to this area by. As you recall from before, there are a few small round tables throughout the area. This clearly serves as some sort of common room for the clergymen, at least on this level. You notice that there are several clergymen who have wooden or tarnished dull brass plates from which they consume various foods. Others are busy at work folding clothes, robe clothes, folding robes, clothes, vestments, and whatnot. Still others are engaged in light chat or morning prayer. You do see that as Rosani, as you step out from your bedroom, one of the clergy women, whom you do not actually recognize, she seems to be a younger human woman. She informs you that food has been prepared for you and your fellows, should you wish to eat it, and beckons over to a nearby table, where enough chairs for all of you have been set.
Thank you. I'm going to go sit down and start eating, and if I see any of my other fellows, I'll wave them over.
Okay. One by one, unless you don't, you
I'm
all
hungry.
exit your bedrooms from the previous night and are flagged down by Rosani. It's clear that the cathedral has once again extended its hospitality towards you, and you sit down at the table at your seats and gaze upon the food. You all begin to eat as you continue through your morning routine.
What is on the plates, Brett?
That is a fantastic question.
I want some descriptions.
So,
All vegan.
you guys begin to eat the food.
Do I eat the food? I feel like I wouldn't eat the food. I feel like I just stand on my chair.
Otis, yeah, you engage in what you have designated as a standard morning
Eating.
ritual.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I'm gonna
You're in your eating protocol.
just stand on my chair and hold the bowl in front of me. I'm not gonna eat it, but I'm just gonna.
Yes. A nearby clergyman, he places his hand upon your side and he says, "Brother, are you all right? Are you not hungry? Is it not befitting of you?"
I usually don't have an appetite in the morning. Thank you. I'm okay. I put my hand on his shoulder. I say, "Bless your soul."
Thank you, brother. May the Triad's light guide you. And he steps away. You guys gaze upon this food. You see all sorts of different foods, a mixture of wonderful stewed vegetables, meats, mostly poultry, dark, hearty rye and barley breads, dark brown breads. And
All right.
the
Any
very
butter?
yes, butter in fact. Small little
All right.
amounts of butter and what appear to be either stewed or jammed or preserved fruits. Very, very small quantities along with the butter, but it is unlike any food that you've had in Paradine, though you've certainly had what you may consider to be high class food. There's clearly a different regional menu that is provided to the people of Magnolia. The flavors are not entirely unfamiliar as to be too foreign to stomach, but neither are they so common that they do not fill your mouth with almost an electric feeling. It is incredibly flavorful, hearty, good food. And as you finish it, you all finish your meal feeling incredibly refreshed.
I sit
It's
down
huge.
finally.
Wow. That was really fucking good.
Amazing.
Yeah, this place
Can you
doesn't mess
describe it
around.
to me, Gorn?
Oh.
Oh,
What?
you're a chef, aren't you? Can you describe it to me?
No. It was. It was
He's
just
not a
very tasty.
wordsmith.
I'm a bit of a food coma right now. Maybe later. Up in my chair.
Where are we off to?
The Duke, I assume.
I believe that's what we're here to do.
So,
Do we have to put our plates anywhere, or
Yeah, how does that work?
is there
Might
like,
as
We
well
have to
stack
put
them
our
and make
plates
it
like-
easier.
is
Like
there like a sink nearby?
clockwork, a couple of clergy people come by and take them from you offer to take them from you as to not inconvenience you.
All right, is everyone ready to go?
Do you think we'll have any free time today? Like,
if you wanted to do something with free time, we should do it before we go see the Duke.
Let's do it now.
So do it now before we go see
well,
the
I mean, it's gonna take a little while. I didn't know how long we were gonna be here for. My
What's
mind's a
a
bit.
little-
What
What's
are
a
you
little
trying
while?
to do?
I just wanted to go fishing. Gotta clear my head.
Can we do that after, like
Uh,
once we're all done and before we leave? Just once everything's settled down.
And we don't have
I
the
feel
time. It's fine. It's fine.
I think-
It's fine. We can go.
You know,
I mean, I
Gordon,
business
think
to
it might
attend
be
to
it
in
might
a
be a
meeting
good
and all that.
idea. I think it might be a good idea. Get ourselves kind of settled in mentally before we actually go in to do this.
Yeah, get
I think
ourselves
Lauren's
some
got a
gonna
good
be
fish.
point.
honest, no matter what we do to settle in, I'll never be fully,
settled.
settled to, go talk to my mom again.
Not even with a big ass catfish in your hand.
Not even with
I feel like we
a
shouldn't carry the
big
fish into
catfish
the.
in my hand.
Yeah,
She almost swore, guys.
What about like a smallmouth bass? Would you feel comfortable with that?
I'm all about largemouth basses.
If we go
Basses.
fishing for like an hour, would that shut you guys up?
I don't feel a need to go fishing. I feel
Have
like
you
we
ever
need to-
gone fishing before? It takes a little longer than an hour, but I guess an hour would work. We don't have to. It's fine. Like,
Flint, how do you feel about fishing? Or is Flint not here actually, or is that
Live.
just a mistake?
Let's hear.
Okay, he was in this other blue building.
Oh, sorry, he's with you.
Yeah. Well, okay. First, out of character before I answer. If you say something to me and I don't answer, odds are my connection is taking a dump as I drive through the middle of Wisconsin. But just give it a moment, and I'll catch back up.
Sounds good.
Excellent.
But as far as the fishing goes, whatever the majority would like to do, I mean, either way.
You know what?
Oh no. Oh, we're good.
I suggested it, and I feel like we have some business to attend to today. I was just wondering how long it would take. Like, maybe I could sneak it in before sunset. that
Maybe
kind
we'll
of
do
thing.
it. We'll do it after.
All right.
After. Yeah.
We can take you to go do some fishing, Gorn. Just might
Gavril,
have
how
to
do you
be a
feel
little
about
patient.
fishing right now?
I don't mind either way. I'm not bad at fishing, I suppose. I could fish.
Gordon's looking a little dejected this morning. He's not looking himself.
Yeah,
He's
sorry.
not like revving to
I
go
literally
fishing.
just got back in, so I'm trying to collect what's going on here.
You
I
guys,
just got home,
Fair.
so
yeah, you guys have exited. You've been served food by the clergy. It's some good ass food.
okay. And then Gordon proposed fishing.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clear your head. Get ready.
So-
No, I
Gordon-
said we can go without it.
Why don't we go just take just a short fishing break if it would help you?
No, we can do it later. It's fine. Let's just go.
No, you
Do you need to
were-
talk,
No, let's-
Gorn?
Let's get it out of the way.
You
Let's,
had a little bit of a mind thing yesterday, so it's
I'm
it's
fine.
fair.
Let's just leave. I'll fish later.
No, it's
He
It's okay.
he stands up from his fucking chair with some aggression.
I don't need to fish. Later. Tomorrow. Something like that.
Are you sure?
It's not that big of a deal.
Because right now you're kind of giving us mixed signals.
Can we just leave?
Seems like it's a big deal to you, Gorn.
Shut up, Otis. I mean, I'm sorry.
I look down,
Let's-
sad.
I put my
Otis, don't
hand on
listen
his
to him.
metallic shell.
Are we
I'm
able to
sorry.
do like an insight check on Gorn to see if he's perturbed by something in particular?
I told you what I'm perturbed by.
Okay. Is it not fishing?
Y'all didn't believe me.
Oh, darn.
It is very clear to all of you why Gorn is whacked out. I point to session 64.
Mm-hmm.
Is this
When he kind of
66?
This is
died.
66.
Yeah, it was 2 sessions ago.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes, that much is obvious to you all.
Okay,
All right,
I'm
then.
gonna walk up to Gordon and just kind of like put my hand over his shoulder and be like, I understand that what you've been through is traumatic, and notably, it seems like half of us, or more than half of us, don't really believe what you're saying. But I want you to know that I do, and I understand, and I'm with you if you want to go fishing. And I think the party agrees.
I'll go fishing.
Let's go
Gordon
fishing.
slowly nods his head and he's like,
Thank you. But it's alright. We came in. We gotta complete it, right? I'll fish later.
Oh. Gorn's pushing his emotions down further.
I just want to use my druid powers later while we're fishing, just to like call all of the fish to Gordon's line, like
Yeah.
every single one.
That-
This has
you know
happened
what?
before.
That last time that happened, Calhoun used the Trident of Fish command, and Gorn got attacked by a school of electric eels and took 80
It did
damage
happen.
and nearly died in the ocean.
Yeah, that did happen.
Calhoun.
So you be careful,
Oh,
Kevril.
Calhoun.
You be careful.
I think Kevril has a better grasp on the arts of nature than Calhoun
I was gonna
does.
say I can
That's
kind of
fair.
like I probably know what they are before they're there.
Yeah. Well, you just wait until Calhoun becomes a park ranger. then, it's,
Yeah.
then it's over for Kevril.
Oh God.
Paradine National Park.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's so awesome. Okay.
Wait, question.
Yes, go ahead.
Answer.
Is Calhoun, like, is that his first name or his last name?
First
I
name.
know
It's
this.
Calhoun Merriweather.
Merriweather, yeah. Okay, it's been a fucking while since we've seen the man.
Technically
I don't even
Lofi.
know his last name.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So You all gather your things after the fishing conversation. 2 sessions in a row in Orin that have had fishing as a main theme so far. And accompanied by a member of the clergy, you are brought down one of the 3 radial staircases to the wrought iron, which leaks open, and unlocks it. And you are led back into the center stage of the grand cathedral. Gazing around into the 3 wings of the cathedral, there is something somewhat different from the last time you saw it. While it has hardly lost its grand sense of magnitude and awe, the building is still the same building that it was 8 hours ago, with large, booming halls, fantastically painted frescoes and statues of the Triad. Before the grand 3 wings of the cathedral were pensive, quiet, all-consuming, empty. But now you gaze around, and in all 3 wings, filling the many, many pews, there are hundreds upon hundreds of townsfolk. You gaze upon them from all walks of life. They sit intermingled in the pews. Peasant farmer with well-dressed merchant with lord, all side by side. More you see at the end of all 3 wings. Each set of grand double doors has been swung open, and more people continue to pile in and fill into the pews from the front to the back as dozens of clergymen roam the 3 wings, the aisles of the 3 wings, with between the pews, with censers of incense, small ringing bells, and otherwise. The cathedral is filled with life and livelihood, and you see all these people interacting jovially with each other as it seems that they are preparing for a morning service. As you gather your bearings at this grand site, perhaps the largest gathering of any group of people that any of you have seen for an event short of a war. You are filled with social energy and surprise. The energy hangs thick in the air. And a few clergymen who are moving around you near altars have noticed your arrival. Tolzes is amongst them, and he approaches you, his large frame in a set of even more fanciful robes than you saw him wandering the streets, the square of the cathedral last night. It appears that these are likely ceremonial robes of some sort. He approaches you and greets you with a, good morning. I hope that all we had to offer was sufficient for you. You look all well rested.
It was wonderful.
Good. So you are off to meet with the Duke then?
Yes. That is the plan.
Yes. Well, he looks around. He looks around for a moment, and says, "Well," and as he goes to continue his thought, you see another clergyman, a shorter, human man with kind of grayish brown hair. He comes up to you as well, adorned in the same ceremonial robes as Tolzes is. And he greets you as well. Good morning, fellows.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I trust that your stay in the cathedral was welcoming and restful.
Absolutely.
Very much so.
Good, good. You have come at a great time, please. We are preparing for morning service. We would love if you were to join us.
Unfortunately, I do not think we will have the time, although we appreciate the invitation.
He looks at you specifically, Rosani. You notice this man as Orwell, another member of the clergy of similar rank and order to Tolzes. He gazes at you and his eyes narrow somewhat. Sister Rosani, it is good to see you again.
You as well.
But please, you are aware of our customs. I insist you are guests here in our community. Stay with us. But time.
We have time to wait through a service. I think we have enough time.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's this guy's title? Fucking pastor.
He's like a
What should I call him?
priest.
You could call him, like, priest, yeah.
Youth group leader.
Youth group leader. He's got
Priest.
some khakis.
I have a question
rolled
for
up,
you.
flannel.
Hold on a
He's
second.
got Birkenstocks on.
Yes, Orwell looks upon you. Yes, brother.
You may look at me and your first impression might be that I wouldn't understand your customs here, and truthfully, I don't. Answer me this. Why do you humans only choose 3?
He looks around for a moment and then gazes upon you. You mistake me, brother. Your appearance and the implications of your heritage mean nothing to us here. The Triad accepts all that come to be bathed in its light. Why there are only 3, that is not a question that I or any may adequately answer. It simply is. Always has, and always shall be. Please, we invite you to attend our service.
Right.
All right.
I will go for our time.
We may not be able to stay for all of it, but we will join for a little.
Of course. Good. It is the righteous choice to be bathed in the Triad's light. Please, take a seat wherever it fancies you. Toll
So
says,
you're like middle back row.
yeah. Toll
like-
says, looks at you as Orwell departs to prepare for the service. Well, please make yourselves comfortable. I understand you are very busy. It shall not take long.
Thank you.
Cedric's gonna try to go for like a row seat.
Okay.
Oh, you bet your ass I'm snagging an aisle. You kidding me? But the pews are not built for people Gorn size.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I was looking for too. So
Also, Otis.
we're all trying to
Yes.
get aisle seats.
Otis, who's currently frozen in time.
Oh, no.
I am not specific. I'll just sit next to one of the party members where I can find a seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
Oh.
he was taken by Omicron, god of time.
And infectious disease.
No, oh yeah. I was gonna say no, that's Yakto, but then I realized what you implied.
Oh, is that an actual name of a god in fucking parodied? I thought you were making a joke.
In Orin,
No,
yeah,
Omicron
Omicron.
is. Yeah.
No,
Or Orin, yeah.
Omicron is the god of time and fire and change and the sun and the moon. And a bunch of shit. All right.
Pretty broad.
Yeah, pretty broad. So, you all, after being convinced by Orwell, gather yourselves in the pews, trying to stay amongst each other as best as you can. You have all found an area in the Arabellian wing. Unless Flint is looking to sit in the Hiriot wing.
Yeah, we'll wander over there.
Okay. You all, save for Flint, who is gone to find himself in his own wing. Gather yourselves. Go ahead and roll investigation. Everybody.
Time.
Oh, baby.
To see if you can find the shooter in the grassy knoll.
Yeah,
20.
I'm gonna say.
20. Cedric, you find an aisle seat.
Oh, geez, I rolled a nat
Ah,
one.
You
fuck.
said
Lock
investigation?
Yeah.
15.
15.
Yeah, let's see what I don't even know.
13.
Investigation
I rolled a
is.
nat
Hold on
1
second.
plus 3.
4.
I also rolled a nat 1, but I don't. Hold on, I gotta find my fucking character.
I think
sheet.
my eyes go out for
Very
Can
some
I-
my water. I'll be right
Can
back.
I help Kevril find a seat?
Oh, he's not an old man.
Hold on.
Well,
What was
yeah,
it?
but
Investigation? Oh god, I rolled a 2.
apparently he's the eyesight of an old man.
Wow.
Only briefly.
What's it called? Kevril and Otis. The two of you are perhaps the most unfamiliar with a religious gathering such as this, and are caught
Yeah, I
blind.
have.
You are both caught blindsided and are unable to snag a convenient seat. You find yourself sat right next smack dab of a pew, flanked on either side by a portly old woman with thin, frizzled hair, and a small little child, no more than 6 years old.
Who's next to who?
Christ. Child,
'Cause-
Kevril, Otis, old lady.
Oh my god. She's gonna see right through me. Oh,
What?
Gorn, you aren't able to find an aisle seat, but
What?
you do
13
get
is not good enough for an aisle seat?
you do get two in towards it.
Okay.
Roscoe,
7.
you're really small. So even getting onto a seat is kind of difficult.
You're like the 6-year-old child.
But luckily,
the 6-year-old child is actually Roscoe.
there's a big burly man, clearly some sort of farmer or otherwise, and he offers to help you. In fact, picks you up and
Wow.
places
Oh,
you
yeah,
on
for
the seat next to him.
I get free uppies. This is
Yes. And Rosani, people defer to you, and you can sit wherever you want.
Oh, Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
Yes.
Yeah.
Privileged.
Jesus Christ, privilege.
Some of us have to fight for our aisle seats.
Same with Flint, actually.
What happened?
You can
can
sit
sit
wherever
wherever
you
you
want.
want.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, Gordon could also, in theory, sit wherever he wants, just
That's
force.
true.
Yeah.
Through intimidation. Just
That-
screaming
Yeah,
at
you're
people.
telling me I walk up to the and they don't move me. They just say,
Yes.
they let me, you'd shuffle in front of
Yeah.
me.
Like,
fucking
you're
stand there.
You're late,
I'm
bub.
sorry.
They're like, if you wanted that seat, you should have gotten here earlier.
Yeah.
Very, very
Can I-
literally, yeah.
Can I roll an intimidation check?
Do you really want to do that?
Please, dear God, no.
Do
No.
it.
Okay.
Wow. Bullied by the DM.
Oh.
Wow, not my D.
Listen, you already. Let me.
We're in a house
let
of
me-
worship.
Let me put up my shield here. You already deliberated for 20 minutes to plan on taking a fishing trip when we know we have 3 hours for this session. So yeah, you're not gonna
Fire
roll a
fish, man.
fucking intimidation in a cathedral.
Ballroom Blitz starts
It
playing.
wasn't
and
20
Lauren starts
minutes.
a fight.
Ah,
Oh my
15 at
God.
most.
yeah, okay. Okay. So you all take a seat as the halls continue to fill up. Clergymen continue to roam the aisles. The smell of incense and other burning herbs and whatnot hangs heavy in the air. And as the 3 big doors on either in every wing shoo, 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 close and shake the halls, the entire cathedral main floor falls into an almost deafening silence. And what feels like minutes go by of just quiet, pensive nothing. It is calming on the one hand, but also a little strange. Perhaps it is more regular for the people who have lived here for such a time, but for all of you, the regularity with which these events are occurring seems it's unfamiliar to you, despite being no stranger to strange situations. Usually when things like this happen, someone dies, or a skeleton comes, or otherwise. But nothing bad happens. Instead, you watch as at the 3 altars, one for each wing, a high-ranking member of the clergy approaches the stand and begins to proselytize. It sounds as if each different wing is actually receiving a different sermon, though very occasionally, despite the words and phrasing and everything being different, they will all come together simultaneously in utterances such as, "And may the Triad's light gleam upon us all," and otherwise. You listen more closely to your own sermon. Flint, yours is similar to what the others receive, but more tailored towards the teachings of Hiriat, justice, order, and whatnot. Though you sense that you're getting a similar speech from everyone, a similar sermon. But you all receive a sermon thanking the Triad for their continued blessing of their lands, and for prayer for the continued healing of those unguided within their realm. May all those who bathe in the light of the Triad be protected from evil, and may those who choose to live in its shadow find naught but ruin. The Triad is accepting of all those who are accepting of it, and who come to its holy lands for guidance. May its light shine upon us all. Kevril, Otis, Gorn, Roscoe. The 4 of you all get a free +1 on any one roll today for attending the grand sermon in King Ashen's Cathedral. Flint, Rosani, Cedric, you all receive a +3. You can use it on any one roll.
Neat.
Damn. We were robbed.
That's what
Shoulda
you get
gone
for
with
being
Arabella,
Jesus
huh?
Christ.
I did roll a 2 after all, so.
True.
Should have just
Yeah, I'll take
all
what I
been
can get.
clerics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
None of
paladins,
us
just
would have
holy
died.
rollers.
Roscoe
It
would have
would've-
never died.
True.
Probably
Twice.
not.
Bug right in
Hacks.
front of me. Did I get it? No, I don't think I did.
The sermon the sermon feels much longer than it actually is. Save for you, Rosani. Because of course, this happens every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. One day for each god. You're used to these. After the sermon is completed, the 3 sets of grand doors once again open up, and the sunlight in the valley bathes the entire cathedral. People begin pouring out in droves, off to their jobs or whatever they do during the day. And very quickly, the cathedral is vacated, though there are small little pockets of people, clergymen and otherwise, of all walks of life, who remain to converse and make merry with each other. The energy within the cathedral, once more, is gone, and it is simply another grand, pensive, empty hall, though the residual fervor of the sermon still hangs within you all, especially Rosani, Cedric, and Flint, whom are familiar with their teachings.
Beautiful.
You all gather back, and unless you have any other plans, I presume that you proceed to where the Duke resides.
Fishing docks. Oh.
Yeah, we're going
No.
to the Duke.
Okay.
No.
The Duke of Fishing.
The Duke.
The Duke of Fishing. Wow.
The Duke of Reels.
Wow.
Wow.
With the Z.
Sure.
Reels.
The
Alright.
real Duke.
So, bidding farewell to a few passing clergy members as you leave, you enter back into the square and see that now Magnolia is hustling and bustling. No longer is it a quiet, sleepy town like it was last night, but is full of lively people going about their day, living their lives. Cedric, you see that the once unoccupied and unguarded market stalls are now flush with people. Many crowds gather around all of them as merchants their wares shout and offer their services and their goods to their fellow townsfolk. The occasional retinue of guards passes through the area, as well as clergymen who continue to greet with merchants, guardsmen, and just about anyone that they can find in the grand shadow of the cathedral. It's very clearly lively during the day. And in stark contrast to Paradine, though the main square is as dense as any street or market, such as the Triangle Market, nearby in the district that you live, the overall air, the feeling is different. It seems as though whenever you pass somebody, it's rare that they do not have a smile or at least a sense of calm upon their face. People greet each other with joviality. This place feels almost idyllic compared to Paradine, where the streets are rife with crime, debris, poverty, stray cats, and otherwise. But here it seems like they've got things figured out, at least from what you can gather on the surface. But you have a job to do, to meet with Duke Brolin at the encampment. And so your horses are returned to you by some members of the clergy, and hopping atop them You ride out into the countryside, past some fishing docks. And I will describe it once more, your little journey, for Gorn, who was not here last time. Well, you simply ride through the calm countryside, the sloping hills rising and creating a large inverted dome like a bowl-shaped valley that you slowly trot up the dirty roads of. You pass by, again, large fields of hardy crops such as wheat, barley, beans, and other things suitable for the climate. Though you are right next to the Forest of Eternal Spring, which, given its namesake, you would expect to be warm, it seems that this place mostly shares the climate of Paradine, albeit a little warmer, given its distance from the sea and it being inland. But regardless, it seems that the people are growing a lot of hardy crops to reflect the climate. Eventually, however, you ride past a small, old, dare I say it, ramshackle old little building.
Of course.
Drink.
Are we drinking on Sunday?
Not after
No.
yesterday.
I don't have anything to drink.
Ramshackle, everybody.
Wow. A Polly
That
Jaeger.
wasn't in the car, yes.
Good man. I keep a marg in the car for just such an occasion.
Hot margarita
I
in
just
the
drink
glove
the
compartment.
mix. I just drink the mix in my car so I don't get in trouble.
It's been
Yeah.
bacon in there for a really long time. Good.
I could do that.
Hydration.
Yes, it's very important. So, you all ride up and see that there is a small encampment that has been a small fortification that has been erected at the foot of the hill leading up to the fort. You see short wooden spike walls, only 20 so feet high, been erected around its perimeter. And from your point of view upon the horses, you can see a large, old, dilapidated stone tower that seems to have been chosen as the seat of the operation, as several large new flags fly from its top. Trotting up, you briefly gaze through the large entrance into the encampment before you are stopped by two young soldiers wielding long pikes. One of them, the older of the two, though still barely a boy, barely a man, proceeds towards you and puts his hand up. Halt! I'm sorry, but I can grant you no further passage. The Duke's orders that it is not safe to proceed any further.
We are here to speak with the Duke on the King's behalf.
Wait, what do you mean not safe?
Safety is not of our concern.
Hold on. Let me. He goes over to his other guard. He's like, "Hey, they're saying they're here to see the Duke. What should I tell them?" Well, if they're here to see the Duke, maybe the Duke should know. Right, that makes sense. But the Duke also the Duke also said to not let anyone in because it's not safe.
Let us in.
Do we hear them talking?
Yes.
The Duke is expecting us. I'm sure if you go and speak with him and tell him that we are here, he will tell you to let us in.
Can I just start walking in?
Yeah, you can.
What is Pipsqueak gonna do? Poke me with his pike? Get the fuck out of here.
I will.
Oh.
Oh, oh.
They
Oh, boy.
they cross their pikes in front of them, Gorn, as you go to proceed. I'm serious, sir. It's by the Duke's orders. It's not safe. It's for your own good. But I can ask my my commander to see if he can get the Duke. If you are expecting anyone, if he's expecting anyone, I mean, I'm sorry.
Why don't you go and do that real quick?
He looks at all of you for a moment.
I give him the mean look.
He's just kind of shaking in his helmet. It's just like a skull cap. It's not like a fancy helmet or anything.
Chivalry style.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, just one thing. Lord Malric sends his regards. He kills you.
No. Yeah. For the blue and gold. I go down swinging.
For the red and black. All right. He goes away. He goes away for another guardsman takes his place with a slightly longer pike. After a time, you watch as two figures return where one came from at the entrance. The same soldier who went to gather his commander to get the Duke, as well as an older looking man clad in finer armor with thin gray hair, a receding hairline, a scar upon his cheek, and a broadsword upon his belt. And he comes upon you. I'm sorry, visitors. But under the Duke's orders, none are to enter the settlement. The settlement? None are to enter this encampment lest they face bodily harm due to the occupants of the fort.
Sir, we were sent here by the king to speak with the Duke and furthermore make contact with the fort beyond this encampment.
He looks at you. Sister of the cloth, I know you do not lie, but the Duke has received no such communication.
We are the communication.
The Duke sent for help to Paradine. We are that help.
That is correct, but he never received as he goes to explain himself. You hear from behind him within the camp a gruff "Enough." You see a third man. He's of average height, maybe 5'9". A rather slender build with short, grayish black hair and a gruff yet dignified look upon his face that houses a similar great long scar. He walks towards you through a crowd of several soldiers that are passing by, and it is clear that the scar upon his face is one of many disfigurements upon him, the greatest of which is a missing left arm, which has been tied off and plated with a pauldron. He wears a simple
What's a pauldron?
It's like a
shoulder armor.
Shoulder
guard.
armor.
Oh, okay, thank you.
He wears a fine, heavy breastplate adorned with similar crests that you have seen flying throughout the city. Rosani, though you have never met him personally, this is the aforementioned Duke Brolin. And he looks at you all, studying you silently for a moment as his eyes quickly dart between all of you. Well, let's see. Quite a group you have. You must have been sent by the king.
Correct.
Yep.
Odd. We never received a communication back from him. Though, by what you wear and how you hold yourselves, it's clear you're no mere travelers. Please, allow them passage. He speaks to the lowest ranking soldier directly.
Like punk.
I apologize. My men are dutiful to a fault. I did not expect someone of your ilk to arrive. It seems the king has surprised me today. Follow me.
We're in.
Dutiful out of respect or fear? I whisper.
My
Say
God.
that again? Wait,
Beautiful
I
out of
just didn't hear
respect
you.
or fear.
Oh, we're bringing the horses with.
It looks like he needs a hand.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna smack
Ooh.
Cedric
I bet you were
behind
waiting
the
to
head
say
for
that.
that one.
I bet you were waiting to say that from the moment Brett said he didn't have an arm.
No, I was waiting to say that from the moment you got your arm cut off. But
I was about to say that actually.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
fair.
you, man.
if this group is good at anything, and we
Bad
learned this with
jokes.
Essa, it's making fun of the disabled.
That is very
Wow.
true.
That is a thing you just said.
For the people who don't know, Essa
That should be
was
in the summary.
my ranger who was blind. And there
Wow.
were a lot of blind jokes.
Okay. So, you
Guilty
are
as charged.
you are brought into the fort, into the encampment, excuse me. We will, to clarify, we will define the two as the encampment and the fort, so there's no confusion. They are two separate entities. You are ushered into the encampment, and gazing around you, you see that there are a few dozen humans, men and women, that have clearly been mobilized for combat. There are horses that are saddled, people shining and preparing weaponry, as well as various crates and barrels of supplies, foodstuff, medical supplies, and otherwise. Brolin leads you through this, commanding the stable master to take your horses and keep them safe while he meets with you, and then brings you into the tower. You see, it's a very old stone tower made of large cobbled bricks covered in moss. It has very clearly not seen action in a long time and has been repurposed for this situation. There are a couple tabards, crests of the Triad, that have been hung upon its walls, and a few tables with small maps and little markers and otherwise. Brolin ushers you up the round old stone staircase to the second floor of the tower, which you did notice on your way in was halfway demolished. Clonking up the staircase, your boots and shoes kind of loudly funk, funk, funk on the old cobble. And you find yourselves in a large circular area, the second floor of the tower. One of the old walls has crumbled, and the sun kind of shines through what remains of the roof into the area, illuminating it. There is another large table with a map pinned at four corners on it, and a few different markings have been drawn. Brolin turns to you and places his one arm, put it behind my back, and places his one arm upon the table. So, he looks at you once more. What have we here? You wear the mithril armor of the dwarves, some of you, and the way you hold yourselves. Well, you're no strangers to combat, but you're not soldiers, are you? No, something entirely different. No one but the king would have sent you, unless you had ulterior motivations of your own. So, let's cut to the chase then. What all have you been told?
I'm gonna look over the map.
You gaze
while
upon
this
the
goes down.
You gaze at the map, Gorn, and you see that it is a. I'll actually draw it out for you.
Wow.
On the existing
Map drawing.
He's doing that. Rosani, would you lie?
Do maybe a little bit of both.
Gorn,
Do you want to start?
Mostly.
I could explain the predicament.
you see, you look at the map and you see it's clearly a depiction of the area that you're in, with the fort and the encampment marked, as well as one further up on the map, 2, 3, 4 X's marked upon the map.
Where the treasure is buried? That's where the treasure is buried.
Yeah, that's where the treasure is buried. That's where Lofi's treasure is. 4 Hearts of Armogan.
Oh my god, no.
Another one.
And 4
Please, not again.
Calhouns.
We can kill Calhoun 4 more times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's so awful.
The moment we've been waiting for.
Gorn, as you gaze at the map, Brolin looks at the rest of you expectantly. Well, go on then.
We were told you were having some diplomatic issues with a nearby elven encampment. Is that correct?
He gestures over towards the fort. That is correct.
So the details of what we received were fairly limited. We just know that there were issues, and we were sent here to help rectify many of them. Would you be able to fill us in on kind of some of the finer details of what's going on?
I would be more than happy to, he says with a less than happy face. As this is, approximately 2 weeks ago, there were reports from farmers in the area that they had heard a commotion and seen flashing, dancing lights coming from the old fort atop the hill. He gestures broadly towards it again.
I've heard.
One of the farmer's sons, a young boy named Patrick, supposedly ran up to the hill to see what was going on and saw what he described as hundreds of strange-looking, pointy-eared people that had occupied the fort. He ran away and made it back to his house, where he told his father what had happened, and had then reported it to the guards. Once the guardsmen were notified, they informed me, and I spoke to the boy personally, deducing that, by their description, they must be elves. Knowing that long ago, our 2 people served as one, I gathered a group of clergymen from the cathedral to meet with them and understand why they had occupied the fort. As we approached, we were quickly fired upon, killing 2 soldiers and injuring several members of the clergy. Upon this time, I ordered that the perimeter be secured and longbowmen be stationed higher upon the hill to ensure that they did not attempt to escape after attacking my people. I attempted to make peaceful contact with them a second time, once again accompanying them and a group of clergymen up to the hill with a flag of peace. Again, we were fired upon. He gazes at you harshly. From their actions, I am confident that they are not to be reasoned with, but I could not explain to you why that is the case. I wish to give them the benefit of the doubt. Their shared history with us speaks magnitudes. But twice now, they have attacked innocent clergymen with the clear intent of diplomacy and were fired upon. If this continues to stand, I have no choice but to treat this occupation of the fort as an invasion and will order it sacked accordingly. I trust from what you've gathered from the king and his men that he wishes to intervene before that happens.
You'd be correct.
Of course. The new king, ever a diplomat, ender of conflicts large and small. It is no surprise to me. And his intervention here is welcome if it proves to be successful. I do not hold my breath.
Question.
Yes.
Are you certain that they're elves? I mean, look around the room. There's plenty of races that have pointy ears.
While it is a possibility that perhaps Patrick was simply too scared to recount an accurate retelling of the events, given our proximity to their realm and the range from which they are firing, there's no doubt it is elves. 300 feet, no further. In any direction, if any of our men approach closer, they are fired upon. Outside, we are able to avoid their fire. There's no doubt in my mind that these are elves that have occupied the fort.
Now, these X's on the map. Sorry, Roscoe.
I was just gonna say, are these? I'm guessing these are magical firings that are happening.
Are stationed behind the fort to stop them from escaping.
Yeah, he gestures to the X's on the map. These are positions where I have placed my longbowmen to ensure that they cannot escape. They are far enough away where they can avoid the fire of the occupants of the fort, but still act within their own range. As far as what type of fire we have received, we are no mages here. But from what I can deduce, the arrows of our no special quality.
Question. Do you guys have how far can they shoot based on this map? Like, what's the range on that?
So, I'll give you an estimate, but it is hard numbers. He's given you 300 feet from any position on the outside of the fort. So let's give it. You gaze upon it, Otis, and you reckon you're about 600 feet away from the fort. So anywhere within... Yes, I was going to use light blue as well. Good choice. Anywhere in a circle or sphere 300 feet around the fort, he is described as the kill zone.
Oh, jeez. Okay, all right. I can draw better. So hold on. I was on my trackpad. Give me 1 second.
Have you tried any other alternate means of communication?
Several.
Oh.
We've flown flags, fired messages attached to arrows, attempted smoke signals, anything. Though no one in the town has seen an elf in living memory. Perhaps there was an old method of communication that our people shared, but tragically it is lost to us now in this day and age.
Tell me, have you tried Their language? You have scribes that can write in Elvish?
We have done what we can with our limited resources, offering up responses in our messages. Nothing new has been received.
Mm.
We understand that you have had, obviously, issues approaching. Would we have your permission to attempt to approach ourselves? Any consequences we will fully take onto ourselves. However, I expect that we might have a better welcome considering the makeup of a few of our party members.
He turns towards you. It is a rarity that our Lord supports this. Jesus Christ. He has a stroke and he shoots himself in the head.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh jeez.
I love
Bring
diplomacy.
in the next one.
There goes.
No.
And in comes his twin brother, Duke Dolan. I can't do the
Oh
fucking
God,
Daffy Duck.
it's like
I can't do
Roscoe and Bosco all
Yeah.
over again.
He looks at you, Roscoe. Considerable rarity, the King and Paradine sent any sort of assistance to our humble city. If you are truly here to help under his orders, then I am more than happy to provide you the resources you require to resolve the situation. But if you fail to make contact, my original plan stands. I do not believe that is an unfair offer.
I would
No,
be.
That is a fair offer.
I would agree.
Mm.
We will do everything in our power to prevent it to that point.
Now,
But
up until the point our own diplomacy fails, do you wish us to pull out, or are we free to engage?
Well, we have sheepskins if you need them.
I
Wow.
just,
Wow.
Wow.
You know, I was muted, but I kind of chuckled when he said it, and I
sucked.
didn't want to. You bastard!
Oh man.
I didn't actually think the DM was gonna fucking take that one.
Was that
I
in
thought it was gonna be
character?
one of the
Did he say that
players.
in character?
No.
Okay.
I thought it was intestine. Anyway,
Can use it for guitar strings too, or sorry, lute strings.
Nice. He
Good save. Good save.
he looks at you. If you are to encounter a conflict upon making it to the fort, send whatever signal you can. He looks at you all. I mean not to make assumptions, but you seem of apt means to signal. My longbowmen upon the hill will notify us rightly, and we shall come to your aid. If possible, it would be best for you to retreat. But not all things in this world are best.
Well said.
I trust you shall do what you believe to be.
Anybody else have anything, or shall we just get going?
Let's stop wasting time. I'd like to get back from my fishing trip, after all.
Now,
Yeah, let's do it.
Now wait for one moment. If you are to intervene in the affairs of Magnolia, I would know the names of whom I parley. Of course,
seems only appropriate.
Of course, he gestures towards you, Rosani. Of course, I recognize you, Sister Rosani. Though we have not had the pleasure of meeting, I welcome you back. May you help us resolve this peacefully under the light of the Triad.
That is my goal.
But the rest of you bear no familiarity in my mind. It's an oddity that the men of the West would allow such a diverse group to gather and serve under the flag. Perhaps change approaches. Who are you?
My name is
Otis.
Roscoe Danner,
Okay.
and I offer up my hand. Well, I think it's more like I offer up my hand for a handshake.
Literally offer up.
I
your
have to go
hand.
offer up.
Yeah, he meets your hand with his left hand. Oh, he was hiding in the whole time.
Oh my gosh, what a anyway.
I'm Cedric the Kraken Slayer.
Ooh.
An interesting title.
My name is Kevril. I'm just gonna nod at him because I'm standing behind Gorn.
Gives you a polite bow.
I am Gorn, champion of Bjorn.
And I touch my fist to my chest, my breast, wherever the tattoo is, and then I go for a hearty handshake.
He looks at you for a moment. Of Bjorn.
Indeed.
Interesting. Welcome to our lands, Gorn, champion of Bjorn.
I give him a hearty handshake.
Grab the forearm, maybe one of these.
Yeah, does he reciprocate the warrior shake?
Yeah.
Mm. Well met.
And you, he looks at you, Otis.
He said my name. I don't have anything. I'm
Oh,
kind
I
of
didn't-
scared of this guy.
We didn't hear it.
Oh.
Beep boop. I'm a
Yeah, I'm
robot.
just like, hello. Like, I feel very intimidated by this conversation, I won't lie. It feels very tense, so I'm just gonna...
He looks at you, eyes you up and down for a moment. Curious armor you wear.
It's precious to my story, which I'm very private about.
Hmm.
It's true. He hasn't even told us.
He looks at your eyes for a moment, almost gazing.
One then opens, and then the other opens, like, just kind of like like.
What a curiosity. I shall be an obstacle to your progress no longer. May the Triad's light guide you in the trials ahead. I trust you will find success. I will prepare my men for the eventuality that you do not.
Thank
I'm
you
silent as a
for your-
clam.
Shall we?
He bids
Yep.
you from the tower. Okay, so you guys return down to the fort. So I can
Flint
describe.
never introduced himself, man.
Oh, Flint.
He wasn't visible. That's fine. He was hiding behind Gorn.
Flint,
I'm
you
also
there?
hiding behind Gorn.
Kevril was too. Barker, you're
But
muted.
There's
But
a lot
I'm
of Gorn.
taller than the smaller ones. I'm like one of the. I think I might be the second tallest next to Otis.
Flint, you're here?
Oh, the connect.
Oh no!
My bad. I thought Mitchell was Otis. Ew.
Hello?
It just gets worse.
Oh, Barker.
Barker,
Your
no.
connection is so bad.
Oh,
Barker,
no.
you're going to the metaverse, buddy.
Holy shit. Zuckerberg got him.
He got zucked.
Oh, no!
Poor
Oh,
Barker.
dear.
Wow.
Whoever drew like the green border around the fort, it made me think fort was supposed to be fart, and there was a green gas cloud around the fort.
Stupid. I hate that.
I know it's
Oh.
stupid, but I couldn't unsee it.
Those stinky, stinky elves.
Yeah, stelves.
All right. Shall we?
Okay.
Let's
should.
do it.
So let me explain the situation to you. Let me write a couple notes. So, if you guys look upon the map, you will see that I have drawn in yellow the border of the map, which is kind of like your operational zone.
Operations. Oh,
Within 300 feet of the fort, you have been told by Brolin that they were fired upon. You see that there are 4. This third one within the 300 feet, it just doesn't fit on the map properly. But the elevation kind of goes up like this. I'll draw it in green.
Match the stink theme.
With longer arrows being kind of higher elevation.
Are those the stink lines?
Yes.
Nice.
That's actually
stinky.
That's a tropical storm Rosani coming in. And,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Barker, does it have any potential turning into a hurricane?
Not yet.
I don't think Barker's gonna get back to us, guys. I think we've lost him.
Might be.
The
He's
void.
in the middle of Wisconsin.
Yeah. But you guys are at the foot of the hill. The fort is 600 feet linearly away from you, and it's a good 100, 200 feet in elevation.
Dang.
Further around, the hill continues to go higher and higher. The fort's kind of like on a false peak, and then once again it continues higher, and the 4 longbowmen positions, which you can kind of make out now that you actually know where they are. You can make out the 4 positions dotted around the fort. They're even higher above the fort, maybe another 50, 60 feet. It's a generally pretty steep hill compared to the more shallow descent of the city, the town itself. But you are currently, I do not have a combat map for it. You guys are currently in the fort, looking in the encampment. Excuse me, I clarified those two. In the encampment, looking upon the fort.
Right. Okay. All right. So here's my general plan. I'm gonna cast a spell where I can talk to my mom, who is in the fort, and I'm gonna ask her to come out and meet us at that 300 mark line.
Have you spoken to her before?
No, not in 10 years.
Oh my god.
So what spell are you going to be using?
Sending.
Sending it.
I'm gonna send it.
It may be a bit of a shock to her to
You know,
suddenly you're here and now we have to
maybe-
talk diplomacy.
maybe it will be, but you know,
I mean, we don't
it
really
was
have any
also
other
kind
plan.
of a shock when I realized that she wasn't dead. So,
Always a big win.
fair's fair. Anyway, I only have 25 words. So, what all do we want me to say?
I think that should be up to you, Rosani. It is your mother, after all.
Yeah, but I'm not good with words, Gorn. You know this.
And you think I am? Ask Roscoe.
I was asking it to the
Oh.
general group.
You were looking at me.
Well, because you were talking to me.
All right, ready?
All right.
Mother, it's me, Rosani. We're out front. Come meet us. Okay, we're at 10.
That's good. Very informational.
We just gotta be straight. We gotta be up front. There's no time. I mean, I know there's a lot of emotion with this, Rosani, but
Well, look.
Well, if we have a couple extra words, maybe we could lead with like,
We need to.
"Hey,
talk.
Mom, good to see you." That's 6.
You know
Or is
what?
that
You
just
know
a
what?
word?
No, that's
You
not
know what?
wise.
No,
I'm gonna
absolute
go with
waste.
Otis.
Okay.
I think direct is the best.
Wait, before you do this, we have to
Okay.
consider if it's not gonna work, right? She doesn't come out here. We need to just take up defensive positions around
Well,
this
we're
line.
still
here.
in
Why
the
is she in the
encampment
fort
right
again?
now.
Why is she
Well,
in there?
I understand, but we need
Why
to.
are any of
you
them
know,
in there? We don't know. That's why we need
What
to
if-
talk.
What did?
We need to
being
talk through
shown
that too.
is important.
Would it be having her come to us or trying to have her let us in?
I was thinking we could meet in the middle at that 300 mark so that we're not in danger of being fired on, but also we have kind of a middle ground between us, you know?
What if she comes with reinforcements? Like, if we tell her to come alone, that's kind of suspicious.
Okay, well, if we're telling her to come alone, then I feel like I need to go alone. But if all of us come together, I feel like it's okay for her to bring
I
a
think we
few
should
people
just.
for her to feel safe, you know?
I agree.
I think
So,
we should just try to
do you
get
want
in
to go
there.
alone?
I don't think that it's a
No,
good
I
idea
would-
to go alone.
I feel better with you guys there.
Okay, all right. I just want to check in there.
You should include in the message that there are going to be 7 of us. And that we are.
Okay.
If we are being
Armed to the
upfront
tooth.
and we don't need to be that specific. But if we are hoping to establish a peaceful connection, and we don't want to, like, make them think we're laying some sort of trap, be as open as we can without being threatening. Say there's gonna be there. I am bringing 7 of my longtime companions or close
It would be
companions.
6, right?
Flint is here?
But
No, yeah, there's
you should
7.
be counting yourself.
There's 7 of
Oh
us.
yeah, there's 7 total, 6 companions. I'm not a math guy. I'm a music guy.
Don't you need to know math to do music?
No, that's a lie.
I'll feel.
Oh.
That's what Big Theory wants you to think.
Big theory. Wow.
Oh, an earthquake. Oh.
Sorry, I need to
Jesus.
write this out.
It's Earthquake Flint. The fort implodes. All the elves die. And there's an avalanche.
An earthquake? Who's seen the end of Stranger Things Volume 4?
Oh, there's
Shut
an
up.
earthquake? Come
No.
on. I haven't
I
seen
have.
it.
Spoiler.
Spoiler, Mitchell.
What? I didn't say anything plot related.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
Says there's an earthquake.
Oh,
Can you
my
guys...
It
God.
sounds like everyone here has seen it anyways.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Dumbledore
What?
dying, who's seen Harry Potter?
yes.
I can't...
Seen Harry Potter?
Boba.
I can't
Joe.
believe
Jojo
that...
Boba.
I can't
Jojo
believe...
Boba.
I have
never mind.
I have my message.
I want a
Yeah.
boba.
What's your
Message.
what's
I
your
counted
message?
it out. It is 25 words exactly.
Now, can you
Okay.
tell Monica to get me
Wow.
one too?
Monica, did you bring one for Nate?
Rosani,
Jeez.
whenever you are
What
ready,
the fuck?
All right.
go ahead.
Hi, Mom. I'm in Magnolia. I'm here with the group to talk to you and your companions. Meet us between the fort and the encampment.
I think that sounds good. It
Can
gets
you
the
add a
point
smiley
across.
face?
Nope.
Is there a way to...
That
Alright.
was that
It
It
was
says,
the end.
well, no, it says 25 words. It does not say anything about emojis.
Or tone?
You know,
yeah, what is...
it's like she hears my voice.
If you
saying
try
it.
to-
I
Don't
can't-
sound aggressive.
Let me put it this way. If you try to send an emoji, it's going to kill you.
and her.
Yeah, you're both going to take 20 d10 psychic damage. And your
God.
brains are going to
I could
bust.
take it.
That's fine.
I could take it.
Should have
And
made
then,
Otis a
70.
minion.
and then the
Hit
mind
points.
and then the mind flayers from planet Kala Lul are going to come and suck your mind out.
Oh,
Whatever
It is
that,
Stranger Things.
whatever that
Like
means.
a wet spaghetti noodle.
Yeah.
whatever that means. Okay.
All right.
I sent off my message.
Okay.
She has an android.
Yeah,
Damn.
She can also respond.
you get a green
with-
text back. Yeah. So Rosani, deliberating with your companions for a time, you formulate a message, and clasping your holy symbol tighter than ever to your chest, you attempt to communicate with your mother for the first time in a long, long time. Some time passes. To all of you, it is perhaps a minute. Rosani, it feels more like an eternity as you await the response, the first sounds of your mother's voice, not in memory since you last saw her. And finally, you feel the mental connection open up once more, and you receive the following response, presumably in 25 words or less as well. Lord of Magnolia, your mage has already done enough damage to my people. Do not tempt me with memories of my forgotten past. Leave us alone.
I'm going to cast Sending again. Memories of your forgotten past. Did you forget me that much? When you left me and my brother with our father? He beat me after you left. Almost killed my brother.
So I will let you decide whether or not the words that you send are also spoken out loud.
That's a hard decision. Does it say?
It does not specify. They hear the
Okay.
message in their mind, but it is up to you whether or not you want to speak them into existence.
I also have sending prepared, so I could just be like, ooh, awkward.
But you
Hop
need to know the person before you
hop on
send the
the-
message.
Hop on the text chain. You think I don't know your mom?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Top of the text chain. Kill me.
I personally, it depends on how you want to do sending for the future. I think that whether or not sending has to be spoken aloud or if it's just like you think the words. At this point, Rosani is very distressed and she probably wouldn't notice even if she was saying the words aloud.
Okay. Then you all hear the second message that Rosani sends to her mother.
Eye emojis, like
Luckily,
eye.
yeah, luckily the other soldiers have kind of given you guys a wide berth, though several of them you do notice standing far enough away where they can watch what you're doing with interest. Rosani, you speak the second message into being and send it once more to your mother in the fort. I will not fall for your temptations. Do not use my daughter's likeness against me. You shall not claim another life so long as I live and breathe here. Be gone from here. I ask not again.
I'm gonna start walking towards the fort.
Okay.
Let's all do it. YOLO.
Fuck it!
I join.
Flint, up in front.
He's
no,
just a shield.
I am
has a shield,
leading
though.
this. I don't fucking care at this point.
You guys are just gonna walk it up.
Mm-hmm.
Can I look at my prepared spells real quick before
Yeah,
we start
well,
walking?
I'm doing the same.
God, that's when you can just swing hammer. Look at the spell bullshit.
Well, it's more so for the protection of said
Nah,
leader
bro.
of the group here.
Fucking,
You know what?
I don't
The,
think I can help.
summon a giant serpent
fort's-
again.
The
Let it
fort's
fucking kill them
open.
all.
The fort is open on the top, correct?
Yeah.
It's not like enclosed or anything.
No, it's
Okay.
open. It's just
Ooh.
walled around, and there's presumably buildings inside.
Also,
Okay,
Brad,
I-
did you forget I also have a giant ass kite shield?
That's
I
true.
have a little buckler.
Right, I also have
I don't even
as a
think I have a shield.
reaction. As a reaction, I have deflect missiles, so I'm gonna just keep using that
I will.
every time.
I will keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind.
If I reduce the damage to 0, I can catch the missile if I have a free hand, and I can use
can
it in a
throw it
ranged
back.
attack. And I can use
Just
it in a
throw it
ranged
like a
attack with
purple
proficiency as a
javelin.
monk weapon. Yeah, for a range up to 60.
Okay.
Wow. Cool.
You all begin approaching the fort. You all watch as Rosani, after speaking her second message and clearly seeing her face shift upon presumably receiving the second message, she immediately steps forward and begins walking straight towards the fort, through the walls of the encampment and up the oft-trodden dirt path.
You know what? I'm gonna look at the group and say, I'll meet you guys there. I'm gonna polymorph myself into a bird, and just fly towards the fort. See what's going on.
You can do that. You have polymorph?
Yeah, I have polymorph, 4th level spell.
What?
Nice.
I could also do that for much,
Well, you're
probably
a
a lot.
druid.
Yeah, you just
smaller
wild
spell
shape into a
slot.
bird.
Dude, Druid, let's do it.
You're a druid. You can.
Yeah, just wild
You
shape.
have
Join me.
ability.
Can you guys just
could also
land
just
at the
give you-
gate and then take out the
I'll give you a
cards and then
password
just
trace, too,
open
for
it for
free.
us?
Okay.
Oh, he has to stay.
Wait, are
within
we going
30
in guns
feet.
a-blazing?
Yeah.
No.
Well, if
No,
we're both
no,
birds.
no.
No, I'm just pissed and I'm
Oh,
tired
I'm
of
prepared to
talking
go
over the
guns
phone.
blazing.
I'm a first-time bird flyer. I might need your assistance in this fort thing.
Yeah, you might get sick, so be prepared.
Okay.
I love how he says it so
I
nonchalantly.
might need help. Yeah, just try not to get sick. You'll be
Okay, so
fine.
you guys are going to turn into birds?
The altitude shift is
What kind of
is a bit
birds?
strange.
No,
I'll say
So I do have some questions then. If you are to do so, are you just going to do it in full view of everyone? Or are you going to hide yourselves away? What's the deal?
I would
Are they
probably
going to be
hide.
naked when they turn back into their normal
No.
forms?
No.
No.
it's a
Okay.
spell.
Why
It's
is that
magical.
your first?
Well, I didn't know,
Okay.
like,
Why
why
would
would
be an
Brett ask if they're
interesting
going
game
to hide
changer.
away?
So
Yeah.
the two of you gonna hide away?
I am going to hide away and turn into a
Uh,
bird. It's up. I don't know what Kevral's doing.
Why
I
be
mean,
shy
did you
about
want
it?
me to come with you?
2's better than 1. It's up to you.
Well, the only problem is I feel like if they're elves, they might just be able to detect that it's just us. If they have any kind of spellcasters at all.
We will cross that bridge when we get to it.
Why don't you turn me into a bird instead?
I don't know. It seems like they're most.
Just imagine a Burnett.
Gordon, do you want to be a
Is it-
bird?
It's like the
I mean-
next
Is Rosani, like,
evolution of
almost-
seed.
Sorry, Rosanna?
Is Rosani like almost there at this point?
You see she's moving ahead.
Beep beep beep.
You better deliberate quickly.
I'm not. I'm
All right, I'm going.
I'm chasing
turning
after
into
her.
an eagle.
Hustling.
Okay.
Ah.
Kevril, are you gonna bird it up or no?
Scampering.
All right, I'm just gonna turn to a Bloodhawk and follow him.
A bloodhawk?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to a
Bloodhawk?
Bloodhawk and follow him.
Jeez.
I don't even know what that is.
Neither do I.
I can make one too. I can conjure one if I wanted to.
Okay. The two of you quickly just
They're
disappear
kind of
into
big,
a
I think.
disappear into a tent for a moment, and channeling your separate arcane abilities, one divine and one druidic, you look at each other as your beings, your arms begin to sprout feathers and your hands reduce into talons. Your figures
Would that be
shift.
your feet?
Yeah. Your figures, I'm thinking of pterodactyl. Your figures shift and shape down until you look at each other with a. You are birds, and you can no longer speak or cast spells or take any other action that requires hands or speech. But you can fly and you can look with your eyeballs.
Yeah, I'm a hawk. I got a lot of vision.
Awesome. All right. The two of you take flight out
The
of
tent
the
flaps
tent.
go like
Yes.
as we like fucking shoot out in two different directions.
Exactly. And there's like a little piece of like leather that's a strap that's just like
Panda Rosani, a feather like fucking flies by her head. Falling to
yes.
the ground.
Very epic.
Yeah, Rosani, you hear a from above, and you.
Did we tell anyone that we were doing that, or are there just
That
birds
was
now?
Nope. I
was
was
a
long gone by that point.
Secret plan.
And
Yay!
the two of you fly overhead towards the fort. Roscoe.
I'd like to think that the birds were like generally Cedric and Kevril in appearance.
If you had
just based on vibes.
If you had to look at them and say which one is which, you might be able to tell. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But you look like
circle.
You look like birds. I mean, you're not.
Oh.
Roscoe, Flint, Otis, Gorn, are you trying to catch up with Rosani here?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
People, I got a message from Barker. Hold on.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna play it. But he said his connection's absolute dog shit awful, and he cannot speak in any regard. But he can kind of hear us, and he told us to make Flint useful.
You got it.
We can do that.
I'm sure Brett will do well to do that.
Flint.
I can play as Flint.
Flint looks at you, Roscoe, Gorn, and Otis. He looks at the three of them. He's like, "All right, she's going. I mean, let's do it."
Yeah.
I guess.
They're gone.
Shield at the ready.
All right, Flint. Hold on. Kev, Roll, and Cedric are birds now.
Oh, the land. That's
The early bird catches the worm.
Rosani storms towards
the
fort. Others follow. Okay. The rest of you who have not become birds quickly follow after Rosani. Rosani, you are just, I'm assuming, just beelining straight towards the top.
Mhm.
You're not running necessarily, but you're walking with a purpose up the hill until eventually, as you're walking, you see posted in a few different spots approaching you. There are a few spears with white flags upon them. You look and you see they're placed radially around. It seems like that is the marker for where they were last fired upon.
Okay. I keep walking.
Okay. The rest of you follow Rosani. You also approach the threshold. Rosani, I'm assuming you cross. The rest of you, what do? You watch as Rosani, without a word or any deterrence upon seeing the marker, she passes the threshold and continues to walk towards the fort with purpose.
Um,
Follow behind with purpose. I'm planning on
No.
deflecting missiles.
I'll bring up Rosani's flank, and I imagine Flint would do the same.
Okay. Do you have a shield?
I do not.
Flint does.
Don't worry, I have a plan.
And Otis catch arrows at this point?
Yes, I can deflect missiles.
You need to get up there and start playing D then.
No, that's what I was saying. I was gonna be. Well, I think Rosani, I should kind of be with you behind your shield and
I don't think Rosani cares for tactics right now.
No.
I
Sorry.
don't think we're in that planning
I'm not
mode.
really being a team player right now, but
She's just running
All
up
right,
that
I'm gonna
hill.
kind of just hover behind Rosani.
running up that hill.
You're gonna what now? Sorry.
I'm gonna hover behind Rosani.
Sure.
In proximity to deflect missiles in case they come from a
Yeah.
weak angle. for her.
Cover Roscoe especially.
Okay. You all, Rosani, with defined purpose, you pass the threshold and continue towards the fort. Though you pay it little mind, you do watch as several of your friends gather around you in various defensive positions. You recognize their assistance, and a little bit of you is appreciative, but it is overshadowed by your goal. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Are they firing on us?
Go ahead and roll.
All of us?
No, it's the bomb you're
Just
carrying in your
Rosani.
pocket.
Dexterity saving throw. 18.
Wait. With Flint's aura, she should
It's
have a bonus because
plus-
he's right next to her.
2 plus 3.
It's plus 3, I believe.
So 21.
21. Okay. And let's see. You're using your reaction to deflect missiles, Otis. Okay.
Yes, that is correct.
And Flint has his shield. I gotta find more dice. Give me a second. Kevril and Cedric. The two of you fly through the sky, and find yourselves. Are you just flying over the fort? Are you gonna perch somewhere? What's your plan? You're currently flying over.
I'm trying to look in the fort, just kind of see what's going on in there, and maybe see if there's a place where I could land and potentially help out my comrades trying to enter in.
I would
So
like
is
to
there
look
like a-
at
is there
any
like a
kind of,
gate?
Go. What did you say, Kevril?
I would look to see if there's any kind of crow's nest, Archer Towers that I can see.
Okay, go ahead and both of you roll.
Okay.
Both of you roll investigation.
Where's my 20? Right there. There's my 1 that I rolled earlier. Bonk. Oh, okay, that's another not great roll. I believe that's a 9.
A 9, okay.
Yeah.
And Cedric for investigation.
My investigation. Where is 17.
17. Okay. The two of you gaze upon the area. So I will say that the map is mostly faithful to what you see. you see there's a small, old, broken area in the wall that's kind of caved in. So there's maybe like a few feet of debris that form a little hill that you would have to get over, but it's a clear entrance into the fort for someone dexterous enough to scale it. More notably, there is, of course, the old wrought iron grand gate at the front of the fort, which would be used as the main entrance in the past. Kevril, you do see that there are 3 large towers, the largest of which overlooks the encampment lower down, which I've marked with an X. There are 4 total buildings, one a large kind of inner fort area that has been built into that the palisades, the walls have been built out of, as well as 3 smaller buildings whose original purpose you cannot quite tell. They're very, very old. You get a glimpse in the woods rotted, the roofs are caving in. A couple like blankets have been tossed over them to cover the holes. Within the fort, you see these are very clearly elves that have occupied the fort. Lining the wall, just about everywhere, Cedric, you spot elven archers with short bows. They look worse for wear, their equipment and whatnot. And though you have a hard time parsing the age and experience of elves, they don't appear to. They're not dressed in any regalia by any means. They don't look like professional.
Yeah, they're just dudes.
Yeah, you see that there is a larger concentration of them towards the front, the north end, overlooking the encampment. Within the fort itself, there are quite a few elves who are going to and from the different buildings rather quickly, as well as quite a few tents, mostly made of like big, broad leaves and other things that have been erected in the center. This place looks very lived in. That is what you guys see from high above.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, for the spell Wall of Force, it says that you can cast it. Where is it? It can be free floating or resting on a solid surface. If I cast Wall of Force on my kite shield to kind of extend that range, would I be able to move with it? Since it's on my kite shield?
I don't think so. That's a bit of a stretch. I guess I can look it up and see what others think, but I'm opting towards no. Force on object. No, I think it wherever you define it, that's where it is.
Okay.
So you cannot. You could place it within 120 feet of you if you wanted to put it 120 feet forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And like kind of put it up in the air in like kind of the general arcing direction of the arrows. To kind of stop them from hitting us this far back.
Okay.
And like basically just make a giant freaking wall.
Okay. Are you gonna do the dome or the panels, the wall?
Might do the dome. The only problem is it's the radius. Well, I guess the radius is 10 feet, but even then, that's not a huge amount, especially if we're 120 feet back. So I might just do. Can I do like a wall with like a sloped top?
I think I know what you're trying to do. So we'll say it's a shape you can
Okay.
do what you're trying to do with one of the existing shapes. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to rule you guys have entered the no man's land. You are 300 feet away. You guys, your movement speeds are all 30 feet.
Not mine. Mine's 35.
And you're
I think
flying.
Roscoe's is 25, right?
Roscoe's would be shorter.
Mine is 25.
You are running up that hill. So we're not going to treat it as a full combat. We'll say that you can approach 60 feet per turn. You will see what a turn is momentarily. Make sense?
Turn is 500 d20 rolls for damage.
Yes. So, Rosanna, you cast the spell.
Yep.
I will say that will cover your approach for... it'll cover your approach for a turn. I will roll that. So, on your first move up the hill, you watch, you hear the ring, and you all watch as dozens of arrows begin raining down towards you. A few of them stick right next to you guys. One or two deflects off of your shields before Rosani, you grip your holy symbol once more and conjure a wall of force. And you all watch as the many dozen more arrows that arc through the air strike into the translucent wall and crunch and break and snap as they're deflected, and they fall harmlessly, their debris, within 100 feet around you. You have approached, you are now 240 feet away from the fort. Cedric and Kevril, what you doing?
Man.
I am gonna.
I don't think. I really
Sorry.
don't think we start landing on people with our talents here. It's probably not the best idea.
No. Yeah, we can't really communicate right now.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
can't
I'm
really
gonna
deliberate, I guess.
fly. I'm gonna fly deeper into the center. We could at least see each other generally, right? So we could kind of.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
birds, man. We got vision.
True. Okay. I'm gonna try to fly into the center by these buildings and try to look for either someone who looks like Rosani's mom or a building where someone like Rosani's mom might be in.
Now, is it possible, while arrows are flying, for me to hit them in the air while I'm flying?
You're a maniac.
Like, strike them with my fucking talons.
Both of your requests are very specific.
In a building where she might just happen to be in when we have no idea who she is.
Yeah,
Okay, my request
you're
is
gonna go to
not
Rosani's
specific.
mom's
I'm just playing
house.
defense here.
There are only 4.
If both of you want to attempt that, I will have you both
I'm gonna take a
roll.
fucking arrow through my fucking heart.
You're gonna die.
If you are trying to be a Cedric, I'll have you roll a stealth roll.
Okay.
Cedric, I'm gonna have you roll a dexterity check.
You said Cedric for
Kevril?
both.
And
So-
Kevril, I'm gonna have you roll a dexterity check. Excuse me.
I'll be right back. I'm
Alright.
gonna go put my laundry. 1 sec.
Okay.
16.
A 16.
Oh my god! 5.
Remember, you do have a +1, although it wouldn't.
Jesus Christ, what are these shit ass rolls?
Okay.
I don't know if a 6 is gonna change the outcome here.
Yeah, Kevril.
I think it's man down time.
Kevril,
Can't do that, can I?
you go
Just tell
to
me I can't do it.
You go to swoop and ting.
Oh,
ting,
What
hit a
takes
couple
fucking damage?
arrows out of the way. And in fact, you are able to deflect a few, but very quickly, the elven archers realize that there is a bird hitting arrows out of the air right in front of us.
Pretty wild.
yeah, presumably.
And they.
Distractions.
How much health does your bird have?
Oh, actually, I don't
That's-
even know. Let me look.
That
at,
is
let me look
not
at
a question
Bloodhawk.
you want to hear.
It's definitely less than whatever the minimum is you're gonna roll.
What is the minimum the arrow's gonna do?
Probably like 5.
Bird has got to have just one, right?
Hey, Bloodhawks might be a little bit stronger.
Because they have blood in their
Having
name.
fucking
You're right.
connection
I
issues.
have blood.
Yeah. 7. Armor class. 12.
Ooh.
12.
Wow.
Go and roll a dex saving throw for me.
I don't even know if I can turn into one of these, to be honest with you, but
Too late now. You are one.
Bird.
Roll a dex saving throw for me, please.
where the fuck?
For your +1 if you need it.
Yeah.
From
That's
God.
That's just 20 plus dex modifier, yeah?
Plus your dex saving throw modifier, which is probably higher. It might not be as true.
It's the same. It's the same. It's the same.
He doesn't
I have
have
16
proficiency.
dex, which is kind of, honestly,
So
kind of
23.
So 3. No. So it's 7 plus 3 plus.
Oh, 7. I thought you said 17.
I wish it was 17, but apparently this die fucking hates me.
So 13? 14 if you want to be spicy.
Okay.
Oh wait,
If I have to do a 14, then fuck.
wait.
It
Is
won't.
your-
It won't change the outcome.
Okay.
Kevril, whoo! You watch as an elven archer quickly keys in on you and releases an arrow right towards you. You just barely make it enough out of the way that it is not a lethal piercing of your body.
Sure.
But it conks right into your flank, and you
Yeah.
take 6 damage.
All
No
right.
chance.
That was a lucky roll, because otherwise you would have fallen 120 feet after you polymorphed back. Which might have been
And would have died.
Time to fly straight up.
Yeah, remember when Kaz attended every session and then died because he fell out of the sky? What a
Hey.
horrible outcome for him. Cedric, you rolled a
I'll be right back real quick.
Oh, it was like a 16.
16. Okay. You are able to swoop down a couple of times and try to get eyes on whoever you, hopefully Rosani's mom, if you could somehow parse her out of the crowd of elves.
Yeah, you know, I know the type.
And as you take a final swoop, trying to avoid looking too suspicious, you crest down and you see that there are two elves right near the front gate who are clearly directing what's going on. Go ahead and roll insight.
Insight, I'm good at that.
Yes.
I rolled a 3 though. It's okay.
But you also get a +3.
I will use my +3, so that'll make it a 6 plus 11. 17.
Oh, plus 11?
Yeah, that's my insight bonus.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Get,
Oh my
get
god.
crazy, get stupid.
That's insane.
Okay, wow.
And if I'm using insight to determine if someone is lying, I technically can't roll below a 7. But that's just not that, I assume.
It's not.
Okay.
You swoop down just low enough to get a glimpse of the two figures, and you see that clearly one is doing more of the leading than the other. Two wood elves, a man and a woman. One,
Rosani's a wood elf, right? Or half wood elf?
yes.
Okay. Just make sure I have the lore right.
One, the man, they are stood very close. One, the man is directing the firing of the arrows, presumably. Do you speak Elvish?
Fuck no.
Then,
I
Well,
do.
let me verify. I don't know that for a fact.
Oh
That's
No,
my
I chose all
God.
the weird languages.
Okay.
No Elvish.
is presumably directing the firing upon. You see that the other wood elf, the woman, is simply, there are thick tears rolling down upon her face, and she gazes through the gate, though you cannot see at what. She attempts to make a command or two, but is unable to bring herself to do so. And as you get a brief glimpse of her face, though full elven features are somewhat alien compared to humans. They have a strange, otherworldly quality to them. There is a faint hint of recognition when you look at this woman's face.
Okay.
This is Rosani's mom.
Yeah, you found my mom.
Would you like?
And the
would you like to
command
kill
she
her?
yeah.
Okay.
The command she was trying to give was that, am I able to tell that was like go, stop, kill,
No idea.
maim? Okay.
It's an Elvish.
Break.
Which...
It was an Elvish.
You
That's
do
true.
you do know this particular elven phrase? It's break it down, get boogie with it. Oh yeah.
Oh. Is that the only Elven phrase I know?
Yes.
And that was not the one that was spoken, I imagine.
No.
Okay.
You actually don't know that phrase either. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, hurts.
No breakdown, no boogie.
Okay.
There's no direct translation for that in Elvish.
No. And we'll come back to the other crew.
Yeah, I need time to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do.
You are 240 feet away. You have now passed the threshold of safety afforded by Rosani's magic wall. Do you continue forward?
Yes. Can I cast sending one last time?
Yes, you can. What do you want to send?
If you want to forget everything that happened, that's on you. But I'm here for everyone else in that fort and in this city. We need to talk.
Okay. Roll another dexterity saving throw. The rest of you are continuing your same positions.
I'm just trying
I
not to
roll.
get totally blasted.
I'm going to use my +3 for an 11.
An 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although my armor class is technically 20 right now.
I'm aware.
Uh-oh.
All right. Rosani, you clasp your holy symbol and send one final message to your mother as you continue running up towards the fort. The rest of your... Yes?
Are we running?
You guys are running.
Okay.
Unless you want to walk. I mean, you can.
No.
Yeah, you guys are...
Let's make it a jog.
You guys are running as quickly as you can while still maintaining some sort of defensive position. Rosani, you send another message to your mother as you hear the fling of another round of arrows from the elven bows. All of you, with your shields, Flint with his shield, Otis with his lightning fast reflexes, you were able to deflect and block some of the arrows. But Rosani, being at the forefront of the group, you take 92 damage, you die. You take
Oh my!
you take 27 piercing damage
I
as several arrows make it through your defenses. Yes.
I know we're all running full steam, but if I jumped, could I cover more ground?
Well, if you had the fish, you could
With
use
a running start in that spell, I can clear 60 feet with one jump.
You
Horizontally.
could, you could, but then you would not have the defense of your fellows.
But I'd be closer.
You would be closer. Would you like to do that?
I've always thought, like, you could just like keep bounding. Like, wouldn't that make sense? Because you'd have all that momentum, and you just jump again, and you just like fucking leapfrog. I've never asked it.
You cannot keep bounding like it's leapfrog, but I will let you jump the 60 feet forward if you'd like to.
Wasn't
How far
Honk
away
able?
are we?
Wasn't Honk able to travel at like the speed of light? How fast is Otis?
My land speed is. Hold on.
You say land speed as if you have a speed
But
other
what
than
if we
that.
all
Yes,
just play
air
dash
speed.
action? Could we
I have 50.
clear
I have
120
50.
feet?
Did you
But
take
we are already
50?
running.
50 plus dashing as an action plus step of the wind. So
Holy
that's
shit.
150 per turn.
Otis
Man,
could
if
have
we
been
only
there
had,
by
like,
now.
a warlock
Otis
or
could
a
have been
wizard
there
right
in 2
now.
turns.
Someone could just
I
miss
don't
the
want to
step
be
of
there
the
by
fucking
myself,
door.
though.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, Gorn.
No, I'm not gonna jump. And if I'm just gonna be on the open in 60 feet, I'm just gonna get skewered.
Okay,
Gonna be a gourd kebab.
a kebab.
Yeah.
A gourd bob, yeah, sure. Or a kagorn, if you want to say it that way.
All right, you guys continue under fire. You're now 180 feet away from the forts. Kevril, you are badly injured, and the elven archers have tracked you now. To enter within their airspace, you would be fired upon again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going away.
Okay.
Probably gonna try to get back to the group, maybe. I'm thinking.
Okay.
What does that translate to when I turn back into
Your other form
me?
takes a separate pool of health.
Oh, so I'd
you
be
wouldn't-
fine when
you
I
wouldn't be
transfer.
injured.
Your bird health is on top of it, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
You'd
I
be
can just.
fine.
All right. So do I have to roll for like what do you call it for opportunity if I try to fly away from them?
They will roll for opportunity attacks.
Right.
Would you like to try and fly towards your group?
What if I fly? How high can I fly? Like, can I fly out of the range, or would they still be able to opportunity?
Oh, you could. You will say you have already flown out of their range upon being fired upon.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna stay out of their range, and then try to get back. I'm just gonna fly back down to the group and shape back into myself if I can do that.
Okay, yeah. We'll say you can fly low enough to the ground on their approach. You all hear the behind you of a large, great bird as it flies incredibly low to the ground before it.
Like a what are those hawks that have like the fastest speed of any animal? What are they called?
What are they called?
Not
a Maltese falcon.
Peregrine
Peregrine
falcon.
falcons,
yes.
Yeah, like a fucking peregrine torpedo, just like. Shoo.
And you guys watch. Rosani. You're not really caring, I assume.
Yeah.
But the rest of you watch as this bird comes rocketing down and in a tangle, burst of feathers, Kevril transmogrifies back. He's right behind you guys, having gathered the group. Do you have a one-line or anything?
Not really. I'm just gonna like kind of run to them and like pull up my fucking what do you call it? I have a picture of what it looks like with what I assume it is, but I have this like garb thing that I just pull up right to my eye line.
Okay. A shamag?
Like no, it's more like a bandana, but like a full like. It's basically so I can hide my face because I'm literally like as you said, I have like just pure elf features because I'm not technically a half elf.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just all dumb and believed you.
Yeah, and also if I were to be known by any of those elves, I'd be screwed. So
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, Kevril. It probably won't come up today. You guys
I also have
move-
a hood with my. I look like I kind of look like a ranger. I don't have like druid armor. I look more like a ranger just because of like the persona that I've taken on.
That's kind of stereotyping. What's a ranger
Like,
look like, Kaz?
I like ranger armor, like the leather with like the hood and the fucking it's not really like
Damn.
druidic.
Classic
You know what I mean?
Gorn.
The only ranger we've ever played with didn't know what she was wearing because she was blind.
You know,
Hey,
Gorn
I'm a
was a
ranger,
ranger.
man.
Yeah.
Gord was a ranger,
I
and he
can
used
still
to have
do
a
Still
bird.
is.
shit.
But
Still
he
is.
he has new armor though. I
It's true.
don't.
Oh, so if
I
he's
do
wearing
not.
new armor, he's not.
Gord, whatever
No,
happened
as in
to
he doesn't look
bird?
like a ranger because we're in fucking Mithril.
All
We're
right,
not
are
all
you move-
privileged, okay?
Are you moving forward again?
Sorry that you're poor, Kevril.
I can cast the Long Strider for free on Gorn if he wants.
Yo, what? Wait.
Yeah, it's part of
Are
my.
you kidding
Hold the
me?
fuck on. Let me go back.
All right.
Hold the fuck on.
What's
I guess
Gorn
for
gonna
free
do?
is like
Just like jump in and be like, "Hey," and bust Rosani's mom in the face.
No, I would cast it on Rosani if I were
Yeah.
to do it. I can do that and pass without trace for free, once per long rest.
Sheesh.
So I guess I could
It's
I
just
could
long stride is
propose
just
that.
10 extra feet per turn of movement.
Yeah, it's not like crazy
Oh,
far,
okay.
but I could also
like,
cut.
man.
What's the fucking other one? I'm pretty sure I could also do like that jump thing, or give it to somebody else too. I gotta remember. I don't have it prepared, but I have that spell somewhere. I do have long strike prepared though, because I can just do that. Just allowed to with fucking just as a druid. It's weird. Cast it without spending a spell slot. Yeah.
With boots of striding and springing, I could jump 180 feet in one direction.
Too bad you don't have those.
Guys,
gonna
you know
find
what's funny? I had Odaluk's Resilient Sphere.
Oh my god.
Why did I not cast that?
Do you want to cast it now?
If you have the Monk Feet Step of the Wind jump as a spell and the Boots of Striding and Springing, you could jump 360 feet horizontally.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Or 144 feet into the air.
Holy shit.
Oh my
Yeah, but you
God.
have no fall protection from that, so you take the damage from hitting the ground.
Well, yeah, but
that could be
you
mitigated.
can reach up and grab something 153.2 feet off the ground.
You better
so-
not miss.
Oh, I got hands.
You didn't.
For a
but
time
you
you
were
did.
in it.
Dude, we should hire Garn to be one of our tower climbers at Blattner.
Shut.
He
All right.
just wouldn't have to.
Yeah, you just jump all the way up there.
Are you going to use your resilient sphere?
Because I already had a
Resilient Sphere.
plan for the next round. I'll keep it.
How far away? 180?
You guys are
180.
3 moves away.
Don't worry. I got it. I got it. I got it. We just need to last one more round.
All
and then
right.
I got it.
Well, last one more round, and I can jump to the door.
You
and
go
cut it
ahead.
down.
God damn it.
You go ahead and roll another dex saving throw. And in
Do I
fact,
get to do something?
you will in a moment. Don't worry.
Damn it.
I am not rolling this d20 anymore. I'm fucking deleting this thing.
Actually, you know what? You guys are very close. I need you all to roll a dex saving throw.
No.
Uh-oh.
Yay.
Does that
Uh-oh.
include me?
Kind of figured that was coming. That's
No,
why I
not
said that.
you.
Okay. I was like, they got
There
me.
we go.
Yeah.
They found me out.
I am also
not
gonna
pretty.
get rid of this dice. I rolled a 10.
I rolled a
rolled-
19.
I rolled
rolled
a 16.
Wait. We still have
You all get Flint's
Flint's
bonus,
thing.
yeah.
So 13.
19.
And my last one, what was it?
Thank
an
you,
11.
Flint.
It should have been a 14.
You still failed.
Okay, fair. But
All right, so
19.
What are our rolls? We got a 19,
I also have a 19.
a 19,
I rolled a 12 plus the fin bonuses.
15.
15, 13. Otis,
I rolled a 12.
a 12. Okay.
Should
For
we
saving
roll
throw,
for
actually, no, I rolled a
Flint?
16. I rolled a 16. I rolled a 16.
Okay.
Should we roll for Flint?
I'm keeping track of Flint.
Okay. I do have a question. Can we see where the archers are firing from? Are they on top of like the wall and stuff?
You see that they have now gathered. You can see from where you are that there are several that are atop the wall. Yes.
Are there some that are not atop the wall?
You see that there are some firing from you atop the wall.
Okay.
Okay. Otis, Rosani,
Mm-hmm.
Roscoe, as you continue to approach under fire, you watch as another wave of arrows, now more concentrated as you are closer within their range, rains upon you all. Roscoe and Rosani, the two of you take 32 piercing damage. Otis, if you want to use your deflect missiles, I'll have you roll for that.
Okay, yeah. So I'll do that. I reduce the damage by 1d10 plus 10, and if I reduce it to 0, I can catch the missile. So how much damage am I taking right now?
You will be taking 32.
So you
Oh,
won't
as
be able
well.
to catch it.
Can't catch it.
There are many.
Oh, wait, that's my 20. Hold on, sorry.
You are 1.
Okay.
He's also made of metal.
9 plus 10, so I'd take away 19 damage.
32
Damn.
minus 19
What's 9 plus
is
10?
13. All right.
Come on.
Shouldn't Otis have resistance to piercing damage since he's made of fucking steel?
Sure, but
Damage
you also have
resistant to
metal
poison.
armor, so
Oh yeah.
I'm only damage resistant to poison.
Me too.
weird.
Wait. am I?
Otis, running with you see the many arrows coming towards you, and you kind of you lock on to 6, and you very literally just like ding 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 ding,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
you mitigate 19 points of damage. You take 13 piercing damage.
Hell yeah, I do.
Gorn, Kevro,
Hi.
the two of you take 16 points of piercing damage as more arrows rain down upon you, but you're able to dip out of the way or just avoid where you can. You are now 120 feet away from the fort. Cedric,
I would like.
we'll come back to you, Roseanne.
Okay, so I'm looking at presumably Rosani's mom and just a dude. Is that anything else occurred, or is it my turn?
You watch
Nothing
as
else of
another
interest?
another volley of arrows. You see that not only are there archers from on top of the walls, but there are several inside the walls that are listening to listening to yells from atop the walls and are firing without seeing their targets towards.
I'm going to fly up to presumably Rosani's mother and drop polymorph.
Okay.
Oh my god. Hannah's reaction. Oh jeez.
Hi.
Gonna turn around and slice his head off.
All right. What do you
What have you
say?
done?
I'm just saying, hey. What was that, Brett?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna fly up, drop polymorph, and I'm gonna say, hey, you don't know me. My name is Cedric. I adventure with your daughter. Her name is Rosani. And you're shooting at her right now. And her birthday is October 27th.
Is that correct?
Here's
That
this.
is correct.
And I take the
I'm
amulet
surprised
of.
you remember that.
I wrote them all down.
Wow.
can't
Look
at the
at
top there.
you.
Norbit's was 420.
Norbit's was 420.
Big rip.
Wow.
And then I'll give her the amulet of Arabella that I'm wearing. And hands up. Total hands up.
Do you get on your knees?
I don't know about that.
Damn, step on me, Rosani's mom.
Wow.
Step on me, mommy.
Fiona has left
Rose
the
Mommy.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Rose
building.
mommy.
Mommy.
Rose
Oh
mommy.
my.
Nice.
That's horrid. Wow. Go ahead and roll
Jesus.
roll persuasion, man.
Big time persuasion.
What? He's telling the truth. Why can't he? What? I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm not. It's not deception. I rolled a 4. I'm gonna re-roll with my summary writing inspiration.
That's why you write summaries, kids. You don't
It's
get
a 12 instead.
Oh, wait,
Money.
do I get one?
yes.
Or right? Okay,
Yeah, of course.
19.
I might need it.
Okay.
And you know what? High intensity. I'm gonna add a twisted fate plus 4, 23.
That was a good,
All of it. Just fucking all of it.
That was a good choice.
Yeah.
Dubs.
As you speak, you watch the other wood elf immediately like and you watch as he's moments away from driving to your gut.
Surrendering, that'd be a war crime.
Yes. They already fired upon a diplomatic party. I don't think they're concerned with war crimes.
Yeah.
You watch as Rosani's mother says a short something in Elvish, probably akin to "stop, break it down, funky time, boogie time." Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stop. Wait a minute.
You see the tears rolling.
Hey, right.
You see the tears rolling down her eyes have somewhat dried, and her face hardens greatly, peering at this other elven man. They briefly look at each other. He puts down his weapon. Rosani's mother looks at you. She does not say anything and then calls up to the elves upon the palisade with another terse elvish command. She looks at you. You will meet with your fellows first. We will come out with you.
Sorry, what?
Did you hear what I said?
I did, but meet with my. Am I going out to them? I'm just getting clarification.
She grabs your arm.
Okay.
You will come out with us.
Sure. Absolutely, Mrs. Baleth.
Oh. You should probably
Get away
stop
from it.
talking.
Probably not.
Not the move?
Best.
Okay,
She-
sorry.
Way to
She
call her.
grips your arm tightly.
Oof.
Not the move. Got it. She never told me your name. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Yeah, put the blame on her.
As you're
Or just stop talking.
as you
Yeah.
are all continuing to run as if your lives, because they very much do depend on it, you notice that as you're approaching closer and closer, you can begin to actually see the faces of some of the elves that are firing upon you, and they have lowered their bows. You're about 60 feet away and have not been fired upon in some time.
Is it on us now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll probably attempt to cast Cure Wounds on Rosani at the second spell slot to give her 2d8.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'd like to do the same, but on myself.
Okay.
I only
Both
took
of you.
16. I'm not in danger.
Both of you go ahead.
14 out of 73.
Yeah, I know. I always get mid-track.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bink bonk.
Okay. How
Be
much does she
be
heal?
10.
10.
10.
Okay. Rosani,
Should have done that like fourth slot, honestly.
you feel a hand upon your shoulders. You're all everyone else in your group has kind of slowed their movement forward, and you're continuing before you feel the grasp of Kevril on your shoulder. You turn and you look at each other for a moment, and you feel some rejuvenation as he restores your fighting spirit, heals your wounds minorly.
Thanks.
I nod.
I'm gonna keep moving forward.
Okay.
I follow behind Rosani.
I stay a bit behind the whole group in general.
You continue moving forward until you begin to hear the of large, old, rusty iron chains squeaking against wheels. And you watch as the wrought iron gate of the dilapidated ramshackle fort begins to be lifted up into the gatehouse. And stepping out, you see a small retinue of elven fighters with bows and swords drawn. An unfamiliar to all but Rosani wood elf man, standing tall and proud with one long brown braid upon his side. A set of hard eyes, powerful eyebrows, at least for an elf.
Weak chin.
Not a weak chin. Yeah, a weak chin and poor continence. And I'm Calhuvius. Nice to meet you. You guys have anyways. Cedric, who is no longer a bird.
No.
And a tall elven woman with blonde hair and a familiar face. To the rest of you, it takes a moment to dawn upon you all that this is Rosani's mother. You have no confirmation, but you assume upon looking at both of their faces. But Rosani, immediately upon seeing her, though it has been a decades past since you last saw your mother, and you have grown and changed so very much in that time, It is as if she is stepping out of a dream. She looks exactly, very much exactly as you remember her. Her garb is somewhat different, and her face holds an unfamiliar expression. But her general appearance has not shifted since the day that she first left. And the pit in your stomach, though small and aching throughout the morning, has grown into a vast chasm. You are assaulted by waves of different emotion: relief, abandonment, joy, anger. These feelings crash upon you internally, crashing like waves. The last time you felt such waves was, ironically, the last time you made contact with your people, elves from the forest, upon meeting refugees in Eneano. There is a certain sense of deja vu in this situation. But internally, you are overcome by many, many conflicting emotions. Your mother gazes upon all of you, all of your group, with hard eyes before her face rests upon yours. You see, but for a moment, the stern, focused look on her face remains as she gazes upon you. But you blink, and it has been replaced with a soft, almost matronly look. An emotion, once again, you place. In fact, you're not even sure if you imagine the hard look that she gazed upon before, and if you were first met with this new, unfamiliar look. It is up to you how you want to present yourself.
Here to do harm. We are simply here on behalf of Magnolia and the kingdom of humanity to figure out what your plans are for staying in this fort and what the reason is why you're here. I'd say in Elvish.
Okay. You watch as Elian pushes Cedric over to the other wood elf, the man who grabs his arm. Cedric, you are transferred from one grasp to another.
It's the most I've been grasped my whole life.
Wow. Rosani, your mother steps forward. Not quite. There's still about 20 feet between the two groups. She has bridged that to about 10. She is upon you in an Elvish. My dear. Is it really you?
If you were so concerned for me, why no communication or even just knowing why you left? Well, I found that out soon, pretty after you left, but Knowing you were alive would have been nice.
She certainly appears hurt by this statement. She looks back for a moment towards the fort. My dear, I'm sorry. But there is more at stake here than you may understand, that any of us do. I can explain myself, but know that I did what I thought was right.
That is in the past now. I'm here on behalf of Magnolia and the Kingdom of Humanity to achieve diplomatic relations between them and you. They do not want harm for your people, and the fact that you've already fired upon them twice and killed multiple of theirs makes them very tense. We want to resolve this peacefully, but we can't do that if we don't know why you're here or what your plans are. If you let us, we will help you, but you have to let us. Otherwise, I'm afraid of what will happen.
Sheesh.
Roll persuasion.
Sounds like more of an intimidation check.
Well, they're both really bad.
Roscoe, it's time to step in.
They're speaking Elvish. I
That
don't
is
speak
Oh,
true.
that.
fuck. You don't know Elvish? Come on, man.
Wait, I have inspiration. I'm
Yes, you
fucking
do.
using it. Okay. I rolled the same goddamn number.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Woo!
What'd you roll?
Let's go D&D.
In total, it's a 4.
A 4.
Because I have a -2.
Nice.
Can we
Yeah.
all help her?
Through the power
Can
of
I
Can we
have
give
friendship.
her?
advantage
Can we give her
because
6 extra rolls?
can
Well,
I have
who is-
advantage because I'm
I-
talking to my
I-
mother?
Who else can speak
No.
Elvish besides me and Rosani?
Nope. I can speak
I can't.
Goblin.
Why?
Gordon just starts busting out in Goblin,
I can
talking
speak-
to nobody.
Speak Orc, Goblin, and Giant.
Rosani,
No, literally no one else but me and Pepperell speak Elvish.
Sorry.
Pretty sure.
I don't think I do.
God.
Can't help you.
Rosani, your mom's at you. My dear, it is not so simple. She pauses for a moment. I will speak with Averell and the others. We will come to
It's not so simple. Then explain to us why.
I will speak with the others. We will. Their decision will inform mine. If they decide to speak, then we shall speak as diplomats. If not, we may speak as mother and daughter again.
I think that is something that is not appropriate at this moment, since you commanded your fellows to fire upon me and mine. Until we get this diplomatic relationship resolved, that will stay on hold.
Damn, you are not my mother. Jeez.
I'm a little pissed. If you can't tell.
She looks at you. It's been some time since you've read the emotions of an elven face. Though they share more similarities than differences with humans, there are still alien features that differentiate the two. Peering into her eyes, you see a deep sorrow, but also a sense of duty. She nods silently at your declaration, and she turns away, walks back towards the fort.
If you would release my friend Cedric.
She says a quick elvish, "Let him go," to the other elven man. Cedric, the grip is released and you are pushed towards the rest of your companions.
I hide behind Gorn.
You all watch as wordlessly Rosani's mother pushes past the rest of the group of elves. You see the man kind of step out for a moment to her, and she just beelines right back into the fort. The rest of the elves look at you, as well as the presumable other leader. He speaks in common. We will deliberate amongst ourselves. And
Oh, he sounds so... His voice.
Oh man.
He's such a fucking dweeb.
We will deliberate amongst ourselves.
You will come.
oh, Rosani's one to talk.
Sorry, it just caught me off guard.
Oh man.
And wow, all right.
What is it with your family and going after like weak men?
Betas. Okay. And you watch as they all enter back into the fort. The wrought iron grating slams closed once more, separating the fort from you. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Holy crap.
We're all gonna die.
So, thank you all for coming.
Oh man.
I appreciate you all coming. Hope you guys enjoyed. That was
What the fuck is that meme, dude?
what?
I'll send it to the gnomes.
All right.
Oh my god.
Thank you all for coming. We hope you enjoyed. If you're watching us for the first time, we really hope you enjoyed, and we hope to see you back. If you're a returning member or an existing player in one of the other groups, we hope you continue to enjoy the saga that is the Collective, with session 66 running up that hill.
Yo.
We will be back for session 67 whenever we decide to schedule it. And for those of you that
I can't wait for 69.
Yes, and for those of you that are my players looking at me right now, or in the future watching the VOD, thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed. And I appreciate your attendance. That is it for the stream. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Bye.
Bye.